Birds on the Line with One Trey Rock and Bird Game 31. This show is for you, the Eagles fans. All you Eagles fans out there that have your opinion about the Birds, you know, we're going to give you guys 5 to 10 minutes apiece to jump on here.
We gave Poobie one carry! One carry! One! Where was it? Where was it?
Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon both did what they needed to do. I mean, you saw a struggling quarterback, you attacked it. You saw a struggling run defense, you attacked it, and you didn't shy away from it.
This team they're not good. I'm kind of really scared of the Raiders team because I know they're going to do some, same old. I'm hoping they run the things a little bit more.
Sirianni listened to us and ran the ball. I mean, Jalen didn't have a good, he didn't really have a good production day, but the running did all that before. Susan, Jordan Howard came up from the practice squad.
What is up? What is up? Welcome to another episode of Birds on the Line with Bird Game 31 and One Trey Rock. How you doing today, Trigger?
Good, bro. It was good. Great day to talk about football, man. Let's get into it.
Yeah, hey, sorry about the delay. Bird Game was having lots of technical difficulties with my microphone, so we had to push that back a little bit. But how's everybody doing? Hit that like, hit that subscribe on all channels. We are on Twitter, Facebook, One Trey Rock's Twitter, One Trey Rock's channel, BGN, and Bird Game 31. So make sure you go circle around, hit that like, and subscribe to all those that you have not subscribed to already. Now, this is Birds on the Line. This is not like our normal shows you see us on. This isn't, Birds of Broad Street. This isn't State of the Eagles. This is the call-in show for you, the fans, to get on here and tell us what you feel and how you feel about this year's Philadelphia Eagles team, man. So we always start the conversation off, with topics and whatnot, but make sure you guys click the link. It is in here, and I will drop it again right now just to make sure everybody has that link. But let's get into it, Trey, man. How you doing? We haven't really talked that much lately. We kind of everybody's been working, doing their thing, but man, how you feeling about this team, man? Tell me a little something about it.
Oh man, I feel like, and with the football thing, a lot of things play in the. Factor in. You gotta go like chemistry. We got a few new players on the team, so they got to get that chemistry up to speed. But I don't think Nick Sirianni ever had a problem since he's been coaching this football team and bringing his team together. The chemistry thing. So I feel like we built a great culture. Gotta bring some of these young guys along, man, because this gonna be a brutal season, man. We got some dogs on the schedule. We playing the first place schedule, and I feel like with the NFC, the NFC, we the number one team in the NFC, man. I don't know, you got to factor in a lot of stuff, man, injuries, stuff like that. But other than that, if we stay relatively healthy, I feel like we have a great season. A great season this year.
I feel like you're still skeptical, Trey, a little bit. Like you're still on the wait and see mode, Trey. Come on now. We got the best team in the league, my guy. Hands down. We ain't got to worry about no chemistry, man. We are months away from training camp, man. We are good. We are in a nice space. We're really farther than we should be at this point. You see these guys out there working hard, busting their ass, hanging out with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like all the rankings now where the Eagles are finally getting the respect that we deserve around the league from just everyday people, sportscasters, and all that kind of stuff. So, I feel good about this team. I think we are on the right track and we are about to dominate. I don't care about no first place schedule. The reason why it's first place because 3 of us were in the same division. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things where I'm not really too worried. A lot of those teams aren't even the same anymore. We got our boy Cool Cat Connors in the building. Always the first to jump up in here. How you doing, Cat?
It's always me that gotta come in here and save this show because nobody else want to pop in for my brothers. Dang.
You always start off, Cat. You always start off.
Of course I do. I always gotta come up in here, pop up, turn on the green lights and tell everybody what's going on because apparently no one knows the meaning of the word. It's a call-in show. Come support my brothers for crying out loud. Jeez. It's a call-in show.
That means hit that link and call in. Let's talk some birds.
Exactly. And speaking of birds, for those who living under a rock, and let me say it for the 10 millionth time, we got 2 new members of the Birds of Broad Street that's coming on Monday. King DV and Smitty Eagle. New logo, new intro, new everything. We're gonna talk some birds on Monday with these two, and of course have our welcome to Broad Street ceremony for King DV and Smitty, and just welcome them to the show now. So wanted to do it for them because it was the 3 of us with me, No Gang, and King and Bird Gang 31. Then we had the ladies' man himself, Trigger. Then we added Moan, and now we're just adding King DV and Smitty. So, welcome to Broad Street.
Full, baby. We full.
Yeah, we're full of people on Broad Street, and it's never going to stop. Yeah, what's up, brother?
So, Cat, tell me that. I got a question for you, Cat.
Yo.
2022 Bulldogs or the 2023 Bulldogs, which year players are going to make the biggest impact this year in 23?
Man, I kind of figured you were asking me that. If I got to choose, Nakobe and Nolan Smith been hanging out with Von Miller. If y'all haven't noticed, Von Miller has been helping out Nolan Smith. Jalen Carter, as long as he stays out of trouble, knock on wood, please stay out of trouble. Please. As long as he stays out of trouble, it's going to be a good year for Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. So if I got to choose, because we barely saw Nakobe Dean last year. We barely saw Nakobe Dean last year. Let's be real. We only saw him a couple of times. He wasn't on the field with Jordan Davis because we had some other linebackers. This year, we get to have we get to have Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and all of them on the field at the same time. So if it's up to me, I would go ahead and choose this year.
Oh, I like it.
Nakobe Dean wasn't on the field last year, and this is the first time we got Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is hanging out with Von Miller. Jalen Carter somewhere, not getting in trouble and getting better. Jordan Davis looked like he bulked up a little bit. That's a lot, and we can't forget about Rango. So sooner or later, knock on wood for Slay and Bradbury, those two, one of them, you're gonna have to take their spot sooner or later. Yeah,
I agree. The reason I say I agree though is a little different.
Right.
Pass rushers relatively translate to the NFL better than linebackers and stuff like that. Because you just rushing the passer. You've been doing that your whole life. Nothing different. Offensive lineman a little bit bigger, but it's still basically the same thing. And I feel like, in all honesty, Carter gonna be a better pass rusher than Jordan Davis. So I can agree with this year's class of Bulldogs being a little bit better than the last year class.
Yeah, I can agree too because Jordan Davis. I believe Jordan Davis, we brought him in to stop the run. Jalen Carter is going to stop the run and sack the quarterback if he's on the field. So remember that.
I like it because I get to be the controversial one. I like this one because I'm saying 2023 Bulldogs will be the leaders and have the biggest impact on this team this year. And one being Nakobe Dean is about to get his chance. Both of these two cats, you know what I'm saying? Both of these two cats were redshirted last year. Let's be real about it. Both of them were redshirted. We didn't really need them. They didn't really need to do anything special. We had guys out there doing something special, and they both got the feeling of going all the way to a Super Bowl in your rookie year, not being the guy. Now, both of these guys have high expectations. You heard Jordan Davis talk about the expectations and how he's going to go out there, really reach those expectations. And if you really think about it, Jordan Davis last year when we drafted him, we talked about how much of a freak of nature he was, how he's just so much bigger than everybody. When he was standing next to Fletcher Cox, he made Fletcher Cox look like a little boy. And we've seen what Fletcher done over the years. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like Jordan Davis is going to be our lead DT this year. Everybody keeps going Jalen Carter. Everybody say Fletch had a good year. But I think Jordan Davis understands what he has to do, and he had a full year in a system to understand what he needs to be done to be that dominant player this year. And I really feel like Jordan Davis will get the sacks. Everybody's like he's just a run stopper. Yeah, he was when he's 360 out of shape. You've seen him come back to camp in shape, ready, and fully understanding what he has to do to be dominated. Now, he will get double teamed again this year. He will get triple teamed because of his size. He's still, even him slimmed down, is what, 340 now? He's still one of the biggest human beings on the football field, no matter what. So he's going to get that attention. And if he adds to those skills, the things that made him so great in college was we talk about his athleticism. How the hell someone that big is able to move that fast? You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he breaking down skill with that, he understood he was too high. And he's worked on that. And if he comes back the way that I think he will come back this year, and that's in shape, understanding the game of NFL, I think he's going to be the best DT in the league. I think he's going to change the whole league up in terms of how you view a defensive tackle because he is that big. Think of guys like Calais Campbell, these really big freak in nature and how they had such long, successful careers because they're bigger than everybody. Once they understood the game, they understood how to control. They're in control. They control the situation every time they're on that football field. Whether, they want to be lazy and have two guys hold them up or they want to actually get after the passer. And with Jordan Davis's freakish athleticism, I think he's going to really get to that quarterback this year. And I think he's going to be the new guy that takes over for, Hargraves and get those double-digit sacks.
Put in the work and let's see. Put in the work. It starts in July 25th, training camp. I need to, because I'm gonna be watching training camp more than anybody, especially since the fact that I'm going to open practice at the link. I got my ticket for that, so y'all can catch me with the 4th and John Crow. I'll be there. King DV will be there. A lot of people will be there. I know these two will be there. I need to see Jordan Davis in the practice field. I need to see it. I
agree with BG, right?
Right.
I feel like Jordan Davis is going to be a better player this year, just because
I believe it too.
He's going to have to be a better player this year. But the things we talking about and the flaws that Jordan Davis had, Jalen Carter is coming into the league with that, bro. So
right. Yeah.
It's different. It's different. Like Jalen Carter, you don't got to teach this dude how to rush the passer. You don't got to teach him how to stop the run. You don't got to teach him run fit, gap fits. You don't got to teach him none of that. You just got to polish his skills a little bit. So I feel like even coming in, Carter is going to get more snaps than Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis probably going to make the most of what he gets, but I don't think he's going to be a starting defensive tackle for us this year. It's going to be Fletcher Cox on one side, Jalen Carter on the other side, Jordan Davis in there.
Yep.
I think Jalen's going to be – look at this, guys. Look at this. Who looks more dominating out of the two?
Looks can be deceiving, though.
Who looks more dominant? Who was known to be the fastest guy? Jalen Carter didn't come in here breaking no combine records, or people looking at him like, "Oh, your combine numbers are legit." Like he actually sucked in the combine. I'm not hating on Jalen Carter. I think he's going to be a beast for a football team, and I think eventually those are going to be the two starters. I think it's going to be Fletcher Cox to take the back seat and rotates in with these two guys starting. But I do believe that Jordan Davis is just as fast as Jalen Carter. He's just as athletic as Jalen Carter, and putting it all together, he's more experienced in the NFL game than Jalen Carter. He's going to produce at a higher level than Jalen Carter this year. Like I love Jalen Carter. I'm glad we got him on our football team. But at the end of the day, I love Jordan Davis too, and I think that since he was redshirted, if we thrusted him in, and we needed him so much last year, and it was just like he was just struggling as a rookie, that'd be one thing. Once he got hurt, like I thought he played pretty decent for a rookie in the beginning, being overweight and whatnot. Then once he got hurt, they realized they wouldn't sign Linval, they wouldn't saw a suit. They did not need him the rest of the year. It was like, okay, you sit back and you learn from the best. Like he learned from Linval, Sue, Fletch, Hargrave, like some of the best to ever play the position. And he talked about that. I got to learn from the best, and he got the experience of going all the way to the Super Bowl. All 20 games, baby. To the Super Bowl and understanding what it takes to get there. So I think with those two things together, plus I don't think he wants his little brother to come and outshine him in his first year. He already got drafted higher than him. I don't think he wants to. I think he has a sense of pride that he's going to fight off, Jalen Carter from taking any of his snaps this year.
So do you think Jalen Carter we should redshirt Jalen Carter, or should he play?
Red shirt
I know.
before.
No, yeah, red shirt. He don't play, but I'm just saying he's gonna be in a rotation. I think how it's gonna start is gonna be Jordan
That's
Davis.
what I mean. You're going to have to play Jalen Carter this year. You can't redshirt him.
It's gonna be
He's going to
Jalen
have
Carter.
to get on the field.
It's gonna be Jordan
But
Davis.
even in college, though, even in college, Jalen Carter started over Jordan Davis. So, bro, he's a better football player than him right now. Like, I ain't saying
Like you
Jordan
gotta
Davis.
say, it's college, right? We're in the pros now. It's
I'm
different.
just saying, though. Like,
You know,
even
they
when
say he was the most dominant. Like I said, they say he was the most dominating defensive player in the draft last year. One of the most dominating defensive player to come out. Prove it. But all I'm saying is you're gonna be proving that over, you're gonna be proving that over Fletcher Cox. It's not gonna be Jordan Davis losing his
bro,
spot.
look at Jordan Davis, and we're gonna keep it 100. Look at his scouting report, bro. It said none of that. He's good in spurts. He showed that he's good in spurts, but he's not reliable right now.
In college, he weighed 360, 370 pounds, Trey. Of
What
course,
do
they
that
didn't
mean,
need
though?
him, but he wasn't like when you go to these big SEC schools, you don't need to be the best player. There's so many of the best players. Think of how many people got drafted for Georgia the last 2 years from the best defense ever, you know what I'm saying, college history over the last 2 years. How many players got drafted to other teams? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a role to play. And yes, they even admitted his role was to plug up the hole. You know, get double team, get triple team. He said he enjoyed getting double and triple team because he knew his boys were open to go do shit. You know what I'm saying? So he knew what he has to do, but he understands on this Eagles team, though, he's gonna have to produce a little bit higher level. You're replacing a guy like, you know, Javon Hargrave. You're gonna have to put some Javon Hargrave type numbers up. You're gonna put some more numbers up, and that's what the expectation that he talked about. And I think he understands where he got to live up to, and I think he can. Like you can't say even when he was that lazy 360-pound guy, he was still a freak of nature. You know, like people are still like, how's he moving that fast? How's he so athletic? How's he so big? He's monstrous. So even at that lazy stage of that report, you know, if you want to talk about college reports, talk about, you know, our boy Jalen Carter's report. He was trash at his pro day. Super trash. Overweight. Out of shape. Yeah, he had things going on.
How many players in the NFL had bad pro days and they turned out to be great pros? A lot of them. That all that numbers and t-shirt warriors, that don't mean nothing. Once you put them pads on, that's what matters. And this dude a baller when that whistle blow. Jordan Davis, like I said, we got it right now to really argue about stuff like this. But any team will want this kind of problem. It's like, so we just picking cherries right now. But
we're picking favorite players right now. That's all we can do. Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of arguments that we can have, like you said. Many teams would like either one of the players, and that's true. And I'm not, you know, I see that in the chat.
Just be happy you got both of them, because everybody and their mama would really love a Jordan Davis, a Nakobe Dean. They would really love Jalen Carter or Nolan Smith or Ringo. They would really love what you have. So be grateful.
Oh, I'm grateful, man. I am so grateful. And like I said, like, it's not really, you know, what else are we going to talk about here? We already know our team's the most dominating team in football. Now, the only thing we can do is argue about who's going to start or not. You know, when you got that luxury of having so much talent on your roster where you're sitting here wondering who's going to start. Is it going to be the rookie or is it going to be the second-year player? You know, we can do this for like 5 different positions, and we're probably going to be doing that throughout the show. But, you know, in a lot of different positions. Hell, we can even do about the receiver position. Who's the better receiver? Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. You know, it's great problems to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great problem to have.
Even with the Nolan Smith thing, it's like we basically got Hassan Reddick on the other side of the field. It's like, bro, like, so it's like we got great problems to have. We can argue about anything, for real.
Yep.
Who's your favorite
That's
player?
What we do in the offseason. Let's talk about that, though.
That's what we do in the offseason.
Yep.
Let's talk about that. Now, out of the 23 guys, who do you think will have the biggest impact out of those 3 guys? Out of the Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, and Ringo.
I still think it's going to be Carter. He's going to dominate.
I think it'll be Carter too, but keep your eye, because when you're training with Von Miller, man, that's something. So I agree with Trigger when it comes to Jalen Carter, but keep your eye on Nolan Smith. Yep. Keep your eye on Nolan Smith.
I think it's Nolan. Like he's bringing a whole nother energy. I haven't seen no player come in with like
Because the
none.
work I saw him put in OTAs, and now he's working with Von Miller. Are you kidding me? My God. So yeah, I agree with Trigger when it comes to Jalen Carter, but Nolan Smith, man, that's a name to watch.
So I think it's really gonna matter what defense we run the majority of. Because now we ran a 5 front last year, but now you can even run you can run up the whole new front. You can run the 3-4.
And it also depend on are we gonna play Nolan Smith at outside linebacker or defensive end? Because
Right.
I mean, if you playing him at outside linebacker, that's I think that'll benefit the defense a little bit more because we could play him like a Sean Reddick. Plus, you can still have a Josh Sweat, and those dudes on the field. So, I mean, it all depend on what the defensive coordinator they gonna
We
play
ran
him.
a 5-2 majority of the year last year, and I still see something like that happening again this year. But you can actually run what's that 5-3 to keep a safety out and have both of them coming off the end, which are for pass rushing on rundowns, and passing situations. Like I don't know if I'm the side right now. I'm looking my
hybrid 4-4 for real. A hybrid 4-4 is you. I mean, you dropping back and rushing any of these dudes at any time. So it's like now it's going to be terrible for offensive linemen. Now, because you don't know if Nolan coming, you don't know if Hassan Reddick coming. Then you still got to deal with Sweat. You still got to deal with Brandon Graham. You still got to deal with them interior linemen, bro. It's going to be nasty.
Yeah, it is. It all depends on the side, though, because we know what his game plan is because he said it in his press conference, but it's almost 87 days until we go to New England. I need to see it. 87 days from now.
I kind of feel bad for him a little bit because
even if that, my fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Trey.
Now I'm about to say, even with that, even if you not going, you don't even got to play Nolan for real on first and second down. You could bring him in as a pass rusher, fresh off the bench. Yep. Now these tired offensive linemen got to deal with this dude fresh off the bench. Like it's so many ways you could spin this joint. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Do the same way and just keep coming with different waves over and over again. Like there would be never a drop off, just waves of talent coming after you. But I would still want to find some way to get both of them on the ends, to get Reddick in and Smith on the ends.
Forget about Josh Sweat too. Josh Sweat had a great season.
Sweaty, yeah.
He had a great.
Been good for the last 3 years. He's getting better every year. He's the farther away he get from that knee injury, the better he's getting.
But he get underlooked though because of what Hassan Reddick and Hargrave did last year. But Joshua had a solid season. He caught interception and everything.
And now, yo,
what's that?
No, I didn't say nothing. Go ahead.
I was just saying, look at it. We have 5 guys with double-digit sacks last year. Everybody's eating over here. When you got that kind of talent, everybody's gonna eat. And this year, everybody's gonna eat even more. Like. I'm not worried about who we play, man. Like for real. The NFC is a wash. We are the best team in the NFC, hands down. I still think we're the best team in the NFL, period. I don't care about the Chiefs. I don't care about none of those guys. Like I think, and it's time for Andy Reid to take that L. He's about to take 2 of them this year if we make it back to the Super Bowl. But Drew wants to know what's our dream lineup with the current roster right now. I guess I'll go. I would say dream lineup would be Sweat, Davis, Carter, BG, Reddick, Dean, and Nolan Smith with Slay, Bradbury. I don't know. I want to see if Maddox going to lose his spot or not. I don't even like the fact that they're talking about him losing his spot. So he hasn't been done. He's been hurt a little bit the last couple of years. Let's see who's going to win that slot corner spot. I wouldn't mind seeing Greedy there or whoever else. If anybody can beat Maddox for that spot, they deserve it. So I'll see that spot. And then for safeties, obviously Edmonds, and I think you need to let Blankenship start the season. And then if Brown can, take his spot moving forward, and go ahead and do that.
For me, it's the same thing as BG. I agree with BG on all that. So I'll, piggyback on him. So, because man, it's hard to choose which position of all that. So I'll agree with BG with that.
All right, for me, I'm gonna kind of go front line the same thing, but I'm taking Davis out, and I'm putting Fletcher in there just for that experience. He got he get on the field. Even when Fletch not dominating, he's still dominating. And people,
Yep.
that's what the people don't understand. Like, even though the numbers ain't great, this dude is so much of a factor on defense that you got a game plan for. You got to surround your whole game plan around Fletcher Cox for real, because he can ruin your game in that middle. The worst pressure you want to get is right up the middle. Edge
Facts.
pressure, you can step up. But somebody coming right in your face, quarterbacks be like so out of whack. So you still got a game plan for this dude. He still put up what, 8.5 sacks last year. I mean, it's like, bro. So I'm going Sweaty with Jalen Carter next to him. Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham.
Yep.
Or if you're gonna play Hassan Reddick at the end, Brandon Graham could come off the bench like he did last year. I'm fine either way. But if we're gonna spin it that way, I'm going Reddick outside linebacker, Dean in the middle, Morrow next to him. No, I'm gonna switch that. I'm gonna put Dean at outside and put Morrow in the middle because he's a little bit more bigger and physical. So I'm gonna go Morrow, Dean. What's the other guy name?
Ellis.
Ellis. Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze Ellis in there too. I'm gonna go Bradbury, Maddox at the nickel, Slay on the other side, and I'm going Edmonds and then, either Blankenship or Brown. I don't know. I'll take either one of them because I want Brown to get some experience, but Blankenship did enough last year for me to trust him out there at the safety position. So, I mean, it's between them two.
Yeah, that's true. You guys let us know your lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is a call-in show. I see you in here, Green Talent. I see you guys in here. Hit that link. Come in here and talk about it. You know, Drew
Yep.
Johnson.
I
come
showed
on,
y'all
bro.
how it's done, so
You
I'm gonna
know,
leave
come
my
in here and talk
brothers.
about it. This is you
Yep.
guys' show. This show is for the fans. You
Yep.
know, we can talk about football, Eagles all day long. You guys watch us talk about it all day long, every
Yep.
day. It's time
So
for
I'm
you
gonna
guys to
catch
go
you.
here and
I'm gonna
let us
catch you
know
guys on the flip
what is
side,
your.
B. Bird.
All right, big
I'll
dog.
catch you guys on the flip side, guys.
All
How
right,
my
cool,
brothers out? And all right, fellas.
Have a good night, Cat. But yeah, so you guys let us know what you feel. Come on here and let everybody know how you feel. What would be your dream scenario team, you know, defense going into 2023? Either way it works, you know what I'm saying? Like it all works. You know, we got good players. When you got good players, you know, it doesn't matter who's really starting, who's not. They're all gonna play. You know, you're gonna see all these guys on the football field. It's like which one's gonna step up and actually make the biggest impact. You know, that's gonna be the real key.
Bro,
You know?
imagine trying to game plan for the Philadelphia Eagles
Who you
defensive
gonna
line.
start? Who you trying to attack?
Who are you gonna really double team? It's like you gonna double team. You gonna double team Fletcher Cox. You double team Fletcher Cox. You got Carter 1-on-1. You double team Carter. You got Fletch 1-on-1. You try to get in there double team both of them. Now in 1-on-1, you really got no chip guys with Hassan Reddick or Josh Sweat. And then Nolan coming off the bench on like a third and pass, like a passing down, bro. It's gonna be dangerous. And then you got Dean. Dean blitz like he's one of the best blitzing linebackers to come out of college in a while. So, I mean, it's gonna be nasty. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nasty, man. I even like the fact that they're talking about how like Nolan's even, you know, they're seeing him drop back in coverage and stuff too. Like he's locking down the coverage right now. Like, you know, Goddard took that one and he was like sitting there trying to beat the ball out all the way till the drill was over in 707s. If he's doing that too, man, that's why I think he might be the bulldog that has
Gonna be the X factor. He
you
definitely
know,
gonna
he
be the X
might be
factor.
that guy. Cause we keep comparing him to like Reddick and like he's like I model my game after like you know Von Miller and these guys like that. But when he said his energy and his levels like a Brandon Graham, you know what I'm saying? He threw the energy thing in there. He's like, my energy is like BG though. Like BG's the one out there going, you know, I got that fun, like high energy type game to me. And like you watch him, like I've loved every interview he's done. You know, he done a lot of them, and I loved all of them. Like his energy, you know, the fact that, you know, like he told Howie Roseman, they should have picked me one. You know, they should have picked me number one overall. And I'm going to prove that to you. You know what I'm saying? The way he's coming in, he's trying to learn from the best. Right now, he knows he's going to be in training camp with Hassan Reddick, but he's out there with Devon Millers, Parsons, the Crosbys, and all the great, pass rushers in the league, learning moves from them already. Like he really excited me this year. I'll say that. I think Nolan Smith we could be talking about all this Jordan Davis and Carter thing, but I think Nolan has an opportunity to really, show his stuff. And no one's really seen even Hassan Reddick in the same defense 2 years. How we did the whole Jalen Hurts in the same defense 2 years. No one's seen Hassan Reddick. He's gotten better every last 3 years for 3 different teams. What's going to happen with him in the same system? Is he going to have like 25 sacks this year? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to try to double him and leave everybody else open? Then if that's the case, you're going to see a guy like Nolan Smith come in there and like destroy. They say he's a freak of nature in terms of athletic. The way he bends that corner, it's crazy. It's crazy.
The crazy part about it is he could take a back seat and still have a great season because, I mean, all the other dogs that's up front. So Nolan could play like 45% of the snaps and still have a great season. It's like, bro, it's oh my God.
I didn't even talk about Milt. We didn't went this whole time. We didn't say not a word about Milt Williams. We act like this dude just not even on team no more. Like he had a good year last year too. What he had 4.5, 5 sacks last year. In the time he played. Mills has gotten better every year he's been with us. You know what I'm saying? Like he's getting better and better every year. He's hungry. He want to play more too. So we forget we're not even like talking about. We're talking about some rookie. You still got a 3rd-year player, Milton Williams, that want to get his PT in, and then even Tulopo from USC, man. Like I told y'all, he's a beast. Yeah, he was hurt that first year. Last year he got hurt again, but he played some good football before he got hurt. At the beginning of the season, he was getting more snaps than Jordan Davis or Milton Williams. He was getting the most the second tier reps until he got hurt. So, we got some dogs on this D line, man. It's gonna be hard for anybody to do anything, and that's what and then you talk about our offense, man. What? Offense, man. What? And that's another question I had. Is Jalen Hurt the new go to football? Going into this year, we're not going career status. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Brady's just retired. Like those are GOATs. They already stamped their names as GOAT. Even Patty, I would say he's already stamped his name as a GOAT. But is Jalen Hurts the new GOAT of football?
I gotta see him do it another year.
Trey went with another year again.
I gotta see him do it another year, man.
Really?
It's like, I gotta see him do it another year. And I say this because we seen
killing me, Trey.
Bro, in the NFL, bro, we seen 1-year wonders. We seen all this stuff.
Jalen Hurts got better 3 years in a row.
All right, that's fine. I'm just saying this year was really his breakout year. It was his breakout year. And we seen dudes have breakout years. But like I said, I gotta see him do it another year consistently. Like not take a dip or nothing like that. Just like get better. Like so I can't call him one of the GOATs right now, man. It's like
too early, needs 3-4 years to be elite. What? This is his 4th year. And he's gotten better 3 years in a row. Pro Bowls 2 of the last years. MVP 2nd place last year. 2nd team All-Pro last year. 14-1 record last year. Number 1 in the pocket passer in the game last year. One of the best rushing quarterbacks in the game last year. So what are we really talking about with Jalen Hurts? Like, I don't know. I'm really bugged out about people saying they need to see anything else more.
All we saying is we gotta see him do it another year, bro. Like, I mean,
you don't think he's going to? With the talent around him?
That's
the biggest part about his progress is the talent. Look who he got around him.
We ain't called Pat Mahomes a GOAT after his first season. We like, all right, yeah, this dude, he gonna be a little special. And then after that 2nd year, he did it again. This dude, he different. That's what I'm saying. You got to see it another year first.
The first year he started, you didn't think that was a special year? All the records he broke his first year? I know they're rushing records, but they were still big play records made that no other quarterback's ever done. Even if you look at his first 2 years starting, his like overall winning percentage, his overall turnover percentage is like some of the best ever. So I don't know, man. Hurts did that, dude.
This thing is, you can't just go off one season though. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can't just go off one season Dude had a great season last year.
Can't go everyone. LOL. The future is bright. He's on his way. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know, you guys were scared to say he was the truth last year. I told you guys it was
No, we
true.
said he was the truth last year. We
Everybody
just
last year. I
got
need to
him
see it
do
again. Isn't that the biggest argument, though? Isn't that the biggest argument last year we had on this show and on all the other shows we did? The biggest argument is we got to see it again, right? Wasn't that the biggest argument last offseason? We need to see it again. Not only did we see it again, but he went way past what anybody even thought he was going to do last year.
But
No,
nobody
we
said
said
he
see
had
it
to see
again.
it
It's like
again last
be
year.
consistent, be good. We didn't say be runner up in MVP, and if you're not out those 2 games at the end of the season, you're MVP. We didn't say only lose 1 football game the whole season you started. We didn't say none of that. And he did that, and we still sitting here again talking about we gotta see what Jalen's about.
No, we saying this, but bro, we talking about the question you just asked. Nobody's saying Jalen not
He's
great.
the go in football right now. The number 1 quarterback to step on a football field is Jalen freaking Hurts. This going into this year. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god,
Number 1.
stop it, BG.
Is my top 10 list still on here? Maybe you
Stop it.
guys didn't see it. Let me see if it's still. I think I might have deleted it. But you guys see my top 10 list. Jalen Hurts, number 1. Patty Mahomes, number 2.
I got him. I got Hurts at 3. My list. I had Pat and Joe Burrow in front of him. And Hurts number 3. That's still 3. Still good though. That's not like I'm saying
He's great.
7 or something like that.
I'm not hating on 3, but I'm just saying he's the best. Like the stuff that he does, the other 2 that you got ahead of him don't do. Can't do.
What, a run?
It's not even possible for them to do, to be honest.
Running football? Burrow and Pat run the football. They don't run it like Jalen, but they
don't run like Jalen. Like he
Yeah.
is literally like one of the best running backs in the league and one of the best quarterbacks. And he doesn't turn over the ball like Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen and Burrows and all those guys. They throw the ball a lot more, yes, because that's Andy Reid's system. But he's more proficient than those guys. He don't turn over the ball like those guys.
I don't think Hurts
He
better
had
than
2,000-yard receivers last year. So obviously he's still throwing a rock pretty well. He had a better Super Bowl if you want to go there. You know? Than Patty
I mean,
Mahomes.
we could compare the last 2 years if y'all want to do stats. I don't think Hurts better than Burrow. Like when it comes to purely passing the football and stuff like that, I don't think he's better than Burrow.
Leadership. Winning. Both years he started, he's been in the playoffs. First round, and then what? Super Bowl.
The last two, Burrow been to the Super Bowl and he been to the conference finals. So it's like,
Did he go to conference last year?
Yeah,
they went to the conference.
The Chiefs beat them in the conference finals last year.
Well, and I'm not, and like the Chiefs, you gotta get the edge too in terms of Patty Mahomes. Like you gotta look at that. Like he has the best coach in football. Andy Reid's the best coach in football. We know that. He was our best coach in football when he was with us. We were, that's what made us go to 5 straight national NFC championships in the Super Bowl because he's the best coach in football then. And he's even way more the best coach now. Like when I think of losing to the Chiefs, I don't think of, we lost to him because of Patty Mahomes. I think we lost him because Andy Reid's a freaking dick and he's trying not to ever lose to us because we screwed him over and kicked him out of town. And he makes it his mission whenever he plays the Eagles to make sure he wins that football game. And it irritates the hell out of me. Oh my God, it irritates me. It irritates the heck out of me.
I think on some real, I think Pat Bell.
Patty is like.
I think Pat Bell, Andy Reid out of a lot of stuff because, I mean, he does. If you look at it over the years, even when Andy Reid was with the Eagles, what was he bad at? He was bad with time management. He was horrible at running the football and situational football. He was bad at that, and he kind of froze up in big moments. So, I mean, I think Pat Mahomes bailed that dude out of a lot of situations. He's a great coach, like when it comes to like scheme wise, putting plays together.
Yeah, because you think about how many star receivers has even Andy Reid besides Tyreek Hill in terms of star receivers. That's one. He's had over 20 years because he's with us for like 10. You know, he
You
really
did have
only
a
had
star receiver last year and you won the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. When you got a quarterback like Pat
Juju was,
Mahomes,
he had a
you
lot of. See, this is the thing with his system. It's just like if you want to go back to the Bill Wash era, like the system itself gets people open. So as long as they're catching footballs and doing that part, they're doing their job. Like when what's name went over there, what's that dude? Tony went over. Now he's their lead number one receiver. He went over there when he wasn't hurt. He made plays. Juju made plays last year. You act like Juju didn't make plays last year. You know, they still had Scallon in the beginning. You know, they still had Pringle making plays. He's been on the team for a while making plays. You know, you had a Pacheco 7th-round running back, but was a good running back last year making plays. Like the players made plays, that were called, and that was a big thing. Remember the Eagles year that Carson Wentz went to the playoffs, right? And he had 5 players with 500 yards or something like that, receiving yards. Those guys just made plays when their number was called. And that's a whole nother category in terms of actually needing a star receiver. Like for me and everybody that says Patty Mahomes is so much greater because they don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. To me, I think he was the number 2. He still got his number 1. Travis Kelce's been his number 1 since Travis Kelce been on that football team. You know what I'm saying? Like Travis Kelce's the baddest tight end in the game right now.
Nah, when Rick was over there, he was a number 1 threat, bro.
No, he's a number 1 deep threat, but he wasn't their number 1 target.
No, he's a number 1 threat, period. He could take it to the house from anywhere on the field. Kelce was consistent. He one of them. He a consistent tight end.
How many games has Kelce won for them? Like, think about it though.
How many games Tyreek Hill won for them? Go back. Them 2 times they played Buffalo, they won them games because Tyreek Hill made a play at the end of them games.
I can think of a couple of plays where Tyreek, like the year before in the playoffs, when he threw that ball to Tyreek Hill, Tyreek took it to the house and they won. I think it was the Bills won up.
He did that 2 years in a row.
I'm not saying that because Tyreek Hill, he was how many yards he had last year? 1,600 yards on the Dolphins. Yeah, 3 different quarterbacks. Yeah, I'm not slating on Tyreek Hill. He is a star. Don't get me wrong, but to say that, so is Kelce. Kelce is like one of the best tight ends we've ever seen. Like they're trying to goat him already. And how many years have he played? Like 7. And they're trying to goat him already. Like the best tight end ever. Like he's that
because he got the numbers to prove it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But he got the numbers. It wasn't all just from this year without Tyreek Hill. He got those numbers when Tyreek Hill was here too. You know what I'm saying? Like he was still putting up 200-yard games with Tyreek Hill here. That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the quarterback's best friend is your tight end in terms of like when you're a young quarterback, and that's who it was for, Patty Mahomes. But Patty Mahomes, like I said, he is the best backyard football quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like half of his big plays come off plays. You're like, what the hell was that? And I actually be sitting there at the TV like, what the hell is that? Like, who throws that? Who can throw it backwards like that and still, get a completion? Who can not even be looking at the people and throw the football and be getting completion? And that's what he does. And I give him respect for that.
You make your best all schedule plays like NFL.
Yeah, but in terms of freaking actually impacting the game both ways, I think Jalen impacts the game on offense way more than Patty Mahomes. No one worried about Patty running the football ever. And that is a bit of now if Jalen wasn't so consistent, and that's the difference between Jalen and the rest of these, running quarterbacks. If Jalen wasn't so consistent, would not turn over the football and his completion rate and number 1 inside the pocket. Like if he wasn't so consistent with the throwing, I would say like if he was more like a early Vic type thing numbers, I was like, okay, yeah.
He just got consistent with throwing this year. That's the main reason why we're saying we can't go to him. Because he just got consistent with the throwing thing this year. Last year he was horrible when it came to like accuracy.
Really? Was he horrible? Were people dropping the football?
He was horrible, bro. Come on, we ain't gonna trip. Like he was horrible at he only seen one side of the field. He was
I never agree with that one side of the field thing. Those were play calls to that side of the field. Like he was running.
But they were playing to his strength. That's why I play call. It was playing to his strength. He was only seeing one side of the field. So what you do as a coach, I ain't gonna say he was horrible, Drew, but he wasn't as polished as he was this year. Jalen Hurts was like a whole different person out of the pocket this year than he did last year. A whole different quarterback.
I think that's more because it was just the same system. He wasn't learning something new. He actually got to, take that next step in the system. And Nick believed in him toward the end of the season. Like The beginning of the season, Nick didn't even believe in him as much the first year. You know what I'm saying? Like it took to that second half of the season where he started believing him. And even last year, it seemed like he was trying to go back to that, revert back to his old ways and not really believing him, but then he stepped it up and started believing in him more. I don't know, like I think that's more of a coaching thing. I don't think I would even say that would be a Jalen Hurts thing. Like he only can call the plays that are called. Like in terms of doing the things that matter as a quarterback. You know, how are you going to talk about a guy that's number one in passing in terms of inside the pocket? Number one. Like he's not number two, number
Where do you
five.
see that stat at, bro?
Where
If you
is
just
that?
look it up right now.
I got it for you, Trey.
Where you
I
see
got it for you,
that?
Trey. You know I got it for you. Hold on, let's see. I don't think I deleted that one. Where's his inside the pocket stats? I just had that on the last show.
But that's the West Coast.
You talk
offense,
for
bro.
oh, there it is right there. Inside the pocket, Jalen Hurts first in completion percentage, first in passer rating, second in touchdown to interception rate. First, and second. Last year, Jalen Hurts, our quarterback. So
That's
all the
love.
passing stuff, guy, and he's still number one in deep balls. You know, explosive plays. Come on, like you're in both of the best categories ever. You know, he said a lot of floods and screens thrown. Kansas City play a lot of 12 and 13 personnel last year. Yeah,
That's the West Coast offense, though.
that's the West Coast offense, though, and that's what I was saying in terms of Patty Mahomes too. Andy Reid like perfected that offense. You know, to the point where you know he did that with Donovan too. Donovan ain't never had no
It's
AJ
in
Brown.
it's in the comments. If you are looking for my link, it's in the comments.
Yeah, definitely. We dropped those links too. It's definitely in here. All the channels are in here. They're probably a little far up now, but they're definitely in here. You know, but you think about Donovan McNabb, he ain't never. When we got Deshaun Jackson and Macklin, we shipped Donovan McNabb out. You know, like Donnie did it. He had 1 year with T.O. Everybody want to talk about. You know, but in reality, he ain't never had. He had Pinkstons and Thrash and all them type of trash.
He played 2 seasons with D-Jack and I think 1 with Macklin. He had them.
McNabb?
This was at the end of his career.
I don't think he had a Macklin.
I think Macklin came his last year there, I think.
I think he had 1 year with D-Jack.
Matter of fact, that was Shady. Shady came the next year at the D-Jack, I think.
Mm-hmm. Vic got to use D-Jacks a lot.
Yeah. I think McNabb played. McNabb was there on he was there D-Jack rookie year. And I think that was his last season with the Eagles. And then
yeah, because we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to see this.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you ain't seeing nothing later. Later, McNabb.
Yeah.
See you later, buddy.
Because that's when they drafted Kevin Cobb.
Yeah, Cobb, man.
Cobb played like trash, and that's how Vic came in.
Yeah.
He got injured, matter of fact. He got
Cobb
injured.
had, what, 1 good season? Like, we had a lot of backups that, you know, like you said, our team's made off of backups.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Cobb had a good season. Remember when we had all three, both Dittmer brothers back in the day?
Yeah, Corey and Ty, right?
Corey and Ty.
Yeah.
DB, you didn't have your brother, the Birds of Broad Street, already subbed up to him? What in the hell is going on here, DB? You should have been had Trey Trigger subscribe to, my guy. Come on now, DB. That's you need to come on here and explain yourself about that one.
I'm underrated, man. I'm underrated.
I will say, Trey, you are probably the most underrated Eagles content creator out there.
All right, bro.
You know, even though you be talking smack about my boy Jalen, I don't agree with. Like that's pretty much the only time we fight. We fight about Jalen. And other than that, we fight about Jalen. But other than that, you know, we're good on that. We both know our team's good and all that. But y'all be disrespecting Jalen. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It don't be like that's what I don't like about some Eagles fans, right? You can talk rational with some Eagles fans, and then they just take it straight off the deep end. I'll be like, I'm not trash talking this dude, bro. We talking football right now.
The link is right here.
We're not talking biased football. We talking football. Like NFL,
I'm not talking biased football. I'm only telling you what the boy done since he stepped on the football field. That's all I be telling you about Jalen. I was one of the first to tell you guys he was going to be this great. and no one wanted to believe me back in the day. Like, we can go back a year and a half, 2 years if we want to. When BG was telling you that Jalen's about to be that dog, and everybody was like, "Nah, let me see. He's a running back. He got to show me." I'm
Right
like, "Oh,
here,
yeah."
this one right here.
And now
Look,
who's
this one
won?
right here. That's whoever said that they smoking dope, bro. Just because he started his first season, he's better than
Phil's
Jalen.
not even a thing. To be honest, like, and that's the real reason.
God.
Like, if you guys really want to know, to be honest, that's the reason why I don't think anybody, is understanding what I'm talking about Jalen, because I think there's no one you can compare him to. Like, you can compare his running to certain people. You can even compare his passing to certain people. Even say some people might be even better passing. You know
That's
about Patty
the
Mahomes to throw the ball 60 times a game, 50. That's what Andy Reid does. He throws the ball 50, 60 times a game. That's what he does. Like these quarterbacks that throw the ball like all game long. Of course, they're gonna have 4,000 or 5,000 yards passing. Jalen doesn't need to throw the ball that much because you got to worry about him running the football. Like, people don't take that difference and weigh it into factor. And that's the reason why people say without the 2 games, Jalen could have won MVP. Is because
he also ain't throw it that much because we blowing people out here for the time. Like,
and we run the football. We're the best number 1 running team in the league too. Like, we got to do what works. We're a pick your poison type team. You want to try to stop our run, we'll pass all in your head. You want to try to stop our pass, we'll run all over you.
We're gonna see what it's like this year though, because we playing some teams that can score the football this year. So
I have that up here. I want to talk about this whole schedule thing.
Playing some teams that can actually score the football this year. So I mean, Jalen gonna get his chance.
Damn, do I not have the schedule on here? Let me see. I have to upload it.
That's like saying there's a million dudes better than Tom Brady because he didn't start his first year. Like, bro, like that's a retarded argument. Like, I don't even. I would.
What you say?
Some real thing.
Jalen Hurts.
I would have stopped talking as soon as they said that. I would have just immediately just stopped talking to him. Like, go ahead, bro.
They said what?
They said Fields is better than Hurts because he started his rookie season. Bro, you know how many quarterback Aaron Rodgers didn't start his rookie season.
But that is true. Wasn't Travinsky his first year too? Phil's rookie year.
Trubisky was gone, I think.
Carson was for Jalen that first year.
No, I think Trubisky was gone.
I don't even think they're the same type of quarterback.
Trubisky was in Buffalo when
and a lot of people, I hear a lot of people saying it now. Oh, what are you gonna do now? Because Jalen, Fields have the gear on his belt. He actually has weapons, man. I don't know. I've never was that huge of a Fields fan. Like, I'm not saying he sucks or nothing, but I just don't feel like I just personally, and like you guys can say what you guys want to say about it, but I'm not even like a biased thing because he's on the Eagles. I just don't feel like there's any quarterback that is as balanced as Jalen Hurts in terms of bringing they can be elite on both sides. Like, that scares you running the football and scares you passing the football. Like, it took to last year to really show that he can scare you throwing the football. But at the end of the day, he can. Like, I don't know. I just don't see it. Like, not Patty Mahomes, not none of these guys. They're not the same. Like, he's a different quarterback than all these guys. And with the team that we have, and that's the second part of it, with the team that we have, now we have 2-star receivers. We have a star running back. We have a star tight end. With the team, best offensive line in the game. With the team that we have, it makes them even more deadly. Like some of these other guys didn't have the luxury of starting their first years or second years with, AJ Brown and Goddard and Smitty and freaking the best offensive line in football and, badass running back. The team, they just don't. It's not normal because usually the top quarterbacks are like the top 5 picks in the draft and they're going to crappy teams, And Jalen was awarded something better than that. And it's like you can't take that away from him. You can't even like hold that against him. He was where he was. He is where he is now. And where he is now is just sitting pretty freaking nice right now. Like, pretty freaking nice. What up, DV?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
King. What's good, bro?
What's going on? What's the conversation now, man?
I'm always
we're going right back to that conversation we had on Birds of Street on Monday about Jalen Hurts. We did bring this up to Mark Farzi. Basically, he was just saying that he doesn't have to show us anything else, but could he do it again? I think everybody's saying the same thing. I don't think that, nobody's wrong here. It's just that, when you try to compare him to people with bigger resumes, it's not a comparison until he does a lot more. That's all we were saying. Where nobody's downsizing what Hurts did this last season.
You are, though, because
no, we're not.
Records has never been broken. He's broke already 2 years in a row. Like, quarterbacks ain't never did it ever. Like, he's doing stuff that's never been done. So you can say Burrow, you can say
Mahomes, all these 2-year resume to an 8-10-year resume. That don't even make sense, bro.
What are you talking about?
How you gonna compare a 2-year resume to an 8 to 10-year resume?
2 years of quarterback play that's never been played before.
It don't make sense,
never
bro.
been done ever, Trey. Ever.
God,
not by Brady, not by Manning, not by Mahomes, not by Vic, not by Lamar, not by none of these guys. He's breaking records that he only has.
Him got into it. You sound like
that makes him the best.
Bro. All right. So,
like if it was like normal records that get broke every year, whatever. Like he's doing stuff that's never been done at the level he's doing it at.
All right, so hear me out then. All right, hear me out. All right, you go for a job interview, right? You go for a job interview. You got this resume here and this resume here. This resume got 8 to 10 years experience on it, and this one got 2. Who you taking? You're a manager. You're a manager. Tell the truth. You the manager.
How good is it 2?
No,
the young
how good is it 2?
2 years, he's the best at what he did. I'm gonna holler at him because he's young and I can get more years out of him.
Huh?
I said the young buck in his 2 years is like off the chain. I'm gonna do it with the young buck because the young buck got more years. I can get more years out of the young buck.
That's why we always
old guy. Well, I want a 10-year Aaron Rodgers to come in and be my quarterback, or I want a young, fresh, hot Jalen Hurts. Of course, I want Jalen Hurts.
So who you taking? You taking Aaron Rodgers' resume, or you taking Jalen Hurts' resume?
If I had to pick a team right now and I had to start a quarterback, yeah.
No, you're not even you had to pick a team, nothing like that. You was hiring these 2 dudes for a job. They both relatively
he's a dinosaur. Jalen's the future.
Bro,
he's a trendsetter. He's changing the whole game of what we talk about. Like Jalen got the whole franchise following his lead. Patty don't even got that. Aaron Rodgers don't even got that. Jalen got the franchise.
BG. Hey, BG.
The Warner Boys.
Hey, BG. Hey, BG. Hey, BG. It's basically what the Eagles have done for him. They put him comfortably in a position to be successful. Yes, he's a leader. He's the person that we follow. But at the end of the day, everything it goes through him. But the organization put that that number 1A receiver to him. He got the offensive line. He has somebody in the backfield that he can throw it to. We're going to see a lot more passing yards for Jalen Hurts this season. We already know what he can do with his legs.
That's my thing.
But we're not even talking about playing on the field, like actually playing on the field. We're talking about a list. We're talking about a list. If it was Aaron Rodgers and Jalen, and I'm picking right now, I'm picking Jalen because he's younger. He got more room to grow. We've seen the best of Aaron Rodgers already. He about to retire. We talking about a list right now. So Aaron Rodgers' resume compared to Jalen Hurts is not even close, bro.
A resume. What are we talking about before
he got a Super Bowl under his belt?
For how many years he's been playing already?
Well, we trying to tell you about the argument we was talking about on Birds of Broad Street. We're not talking about that.
I wasn't on that argument, so
yeah. See,
and it's not a fair.
From now on, I'm not talking about what they done for me. It's what you done for me lately. And right now, lately,
if we're going year to year,
if you're going that way, then now we're talking.
That's exactly what we were talking about, right, DV?
Yeah.
If we going that way, we going off of last year. Jalen's the top quarterback in the NFL. But if we start doing the resume thing, it's too many quarterbacks. You gotta.
But Trey,
not even in the league.
You can't say
that. But Trey, is that a fair comparison though?
It's not.
You can't say that.
Right.
Like Aaron Rodgers is
not a fair comparison. But if you're gonna try to make that comparison, you gotta go.
He's been multiple MVP.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers like been multiple MVP. I even think Aaron Rodgers is better than Brady.
No, he's not.
I think he was a better like talent than Brady,
He's a
but
better quarterback than
Talent wise,
Brady.
yes.
He's a better quarterback than Brady.
he's a better talent, yeah. But
Yeah.
He's a
Brady
better
was a
talent.
winner.
He's not a better leader.
Brady was
Brady was
he
a
was
winner.
lucky he had Belichick and they had each other, and he like was in the right place, right, and he took less money, and he did everything smartly. Brady's like the smartest quarterback to play the game. I'll say that. He picked his teams wisely at the end
Brady a
there.
winner. Aaron
He's a
Rodgers a
winner.
regular season winner. Brady a winner.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers put up all the stats
but Aaron
he's not-
Rodgers really didn't have that much of a great. He didn't have that many great teams. Like I remember his early championship. Like you got to realize Brady's first like 2-3 championships. He was just a game manager. Like their teams were awesome. They had great running games. They had good running backs and they had great defensive players. You know what I'm saying? And then they had a great coach in Belichick to help win those games, and they cheated too.
But
So
you can't fault
you can
Brady.
throw all that in Brady. That's why I don't give him the number one. I think Peyton Manning is a better quarterback than Brady.
Yeah, I think he was too. But
Yeah.
none of them won as much as Tom Brady, so that's all that matters. When
That's
you go
true.
back, and you in history, nobody's going, oh, he was like this, that, no. They're gonna say, damn, Brady got all these rings, he got all these wins, he got all these records. That's what they're gonna look at. In history, like for instance, in my opinion, Chris Johnson was one of the best running backs to ever touch the football field. But
That's
nobody's
fact.
gonna ever remember this dude because he had 3 solid years, and after that it was injury riddled. Chris Johnson gonna be washed out in history. Only time he's gonna be talked about is when they talk about 2,000-yard backs.
That's a fact, straight up. Because I forgot about Chris Johnson for a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Chris Johnson was a beast. Like he did.
he was a monster. He had a 3-year stretch like nobody else have ever had in the NFL.
But even like if you think about running backs, if you want to talk about running backs, you think about Adrian Peterson. He's still playing. You know what I'm saying? Like AP done did it for a long time. He was like one of the best dominant. But for me, Barry Sanders is still the best running back ever to even touch the football field. Like I don't even think it's even close.
So what
I
we going off though?
I hate
What
the
we
people that
going
say
off
Emmitt
though?
Smith because he had the rushing record, but he played like 6 more years than Barry. So it's like, of course you're
But
gonna get
that's
the
not
rushing record.
Emmitt Smith's fault though. That's Barry's
It's
fault.
not. Yeah.
He could have came back any year he wanted to and broke that record. He just did out of
But he
respect.
didn't though.
Respect his call. He made that call. Like, I don't need
See,
to play that.
Barry gonna always he always
They screwed Barry. Barry wanted to go to a team and win a championship, and they were like, "No, we're not letting you go." Period.
They did the same thing to Calvin Johnson. They were not
Yeah.
one released on their contract and they retired.
So you think
Now,
Emmitt
you
Smith's
put
better
Cal-
than Barry?
No, I ain't saying he's better than Barry, but that's what they're gonna see in history. We actually seen these dudes play and stuff like that. Now, 10 years down the line and all that, when we sit back, we talking to our grandkids about, oh, Barry Sparrow was the greatest player in the NFL. Bro, they not gonna know that. They gonna know the new dudes and they gonna know probably the past dudes. But
They say, "What are you
they
talking
not-
about? Derrick Henry's the best running back of all time."
Yeah, Derrick Henry the best running back of all time. They ain't gonna remember like Shady. They ain't gonna remember all these dudes.
Even like good running backs like Jamal Anderson, like Corey Dillon. They're not gonna remember none of those types.
They're not gonna remember none of them. It's like they're not gonna remember
A lot
Fred
of good
Teller.
running backs people don't talk about though.
People now don't even remember Fred Teller. Fred Teller was an animal.
Mhm.
He was an animal, bro. He had 10 straight.
Keenan
1,000-yard
McCardell.
seasons. You know how hard that is to have 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons?
Mhm.
10. Bro. See,
Even like LT.
Yeah,
LT was one
Daniel
of the best
Thompson.
backs ever. You know, the first to do the 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Like LT was a beast. You know, we our era to watch some really good running backs. I'll say that.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, I still say Barry is just hands down. Like for me, it's never even.
I feel like them early 2000 running backs was different, bro.
Mhm.
Who you guys think is the best receiver ever?
Priest Holmes, you had Larry Johnson. You
Ooh,
had,
Grandma.
yeah, bro. The
Larry
early
Johnson was a
2000 running
beast.
backs was different.
That was back in the day when we didn't really have good running backs, and I was just always be hating it. I was like, remember Christian Okoye? Christian Okoye, the Nigerian fucking freak. Like that dude used to run people over. To me, too, like if Bo Jackson played another year or two, he would be the best running back ever.
Not even Bo Jackson. People ain't gonna remember
For real though, Bo.
Because Marcus Allen was doing. He was doing teams
I
dirty
think Bo
before
was better
Bo
than Marcus.
even touched
Like,
the
Marcus had a
NFL
better
field.
career, but I think Bo was better than Marcus Allen. If he didn't get those hip,
Yeah, Brian West. Nobody who gonna remember Brian Westbrook besides Eagles fans.
Right.
Brian Westbrook was doing the league dirty for like a 6-year stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Passing the ball, catching the ball.
Frank
catching
Gore.
the ball, rushing the ball, special teams. Brian Westbrook was different, but he gonna get washed away in history because he didn't do nothing special enough for people to remember. And it's crazy, bro.
Michael Turner was good
That's
too.
why dudes like us around. Because for all the younger dudes that's watching this, they probably ain't even hear some of these names. The younger dudes that's watching this
Mike
podcast.
Allstat was a beast.
Mike Allstat was a monster. Warwick Dunn.
He was a
Y'all remember
beast.
Warwick Dunn?
Yup, Warwick Dunn was.
Warwick Dunn was
Yeah,
a
Warwick Dunn was a beast.
Clinton
For sure.
Portis.
Michael
Yep.
Turner too, and that's another one. He had a couple of really good years too. Michael Turner had some good football years too. Remember Natron Means? Beast.
No.
Natron Beast.
What was the
He ran San Diego straight to the Super Bowl, and they got mollywopped by the
I
Niners.
know y'all probably don't. I probably know y'all probably don't remember who this was. Remember the running back that played on the Vikings with Randy Moss and when what's his name was there?
Steven Jackson. Beast. Yeah, Steven
What's his
Jackson.
name? Bennett.
Which one?
Was it?
Martellus? No.
No.
Not him.
Michael? No. Those are the brothers.
I
His name
can't
was
remember. Yeah, I think it was Bennett.
Running back for the Vikings?
Yeah, Adrian Foster was tough too.
He played
Adrian
for the
Foster
Vikings.
was one of the best in the league too, for sure. Robert Smith.
Steven Jackson. Oh my God, bro.
It was Robert
Yeah,
Smith.
Steven Jackson
that's
was a
what you're talking
beast.
about, right? You're talking about him, right?
Even
Steven
Marion
Jackson played for the
Barbarian.
Rams.
Robert Smith for the Vikings.
Robert Smith, yeah.
Robert Smith, yep. Robert Smith
Robert
was
Smith was
a
a good running back, too.
monster. He was a monster, bro. Even Marion Barber. Y'all remember Marion Barber?
Marion Barber was good too.
I hate playing against Marion Barber.
He was a cowgirl, but I love Marion Barber too.
He used to be beasting. Yeah, Robert Smith was a dog. I used to like watching him play.
The biggest running back the running back that had the biggest downfall was always going to be DeMarco Murray to me.
Yeah,
he had the biggest.
Murray. Shit fucked him up, man.
I think Dallas helped him up though. They gave him all them carries and then
Too many carries for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him like 300 and something carries that season. And then they shipped him off.
Oh, there you go.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right there. Maurice Jones-Drew was a dog. Straight up.
Shit, Reggie Bush, his first couple years with the Saints, he was going.
Reggie Bush. He was the best college running back, I think, of all time.
Bro, yeah, like highlight wise, yeah. But the best running back of all time in college,
him and Lindell White
football to me, the best running back of all time was Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams was it's Barry. It's Barry, bro. It gotta be Barry.
I forgot all about Ricky. Yeah, Ricky was that dude. He was good as a pro too.
He was a monster in Miami.
Huh?
His couple years in Miami, he was killing it.
And when he was with the Saints.
No, he was trash with the Saints.
I thought he did good. He just had anxiety.
Once he went to Miami.
Oh, beast mode in the building.
Yeah,
did not say bad running back.
Ezra James.
Marshawn Lynch was a dog.
These running backs that we naming people, I think that they could have had a way better contract than any of these running backs this season. Could have had a way better contract.
Now, going through all these older names, we did have way better running backs than nowadays.
Yeah, way better running backs, bro.
Jesus, like these guys. Peyton Hillis even was a beast for the Browns.
They don't make running backs like they used to, man. They don't.
Deuce Staley, you gotta give Deuce love.
Can't even last a game. Willis McGahee was tough too.
We ain't even start naming. Yeah, we ain't even start naming dudes like Marshall.
Willie McGinnis. Whoa, Willie was pretty good.
Willis was he was a dog in Buffalo.
What was that? What was that game he played? What, he broke his leg or something?
That was Miami.
Like that?
That's when he played for the University of Miami. He broke his leg.
But he didn't play that.
Bro, even with the college thing. Y'all remember them? Y'all remember them Miami backs?
Yeah.
They had Willis McGahee, Clinton Portis, and they had Frank Gore at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
Bro, that's
Hey, that's
crazy.
facts,
Curtis
though,
Martin.
Drew.
Oh my, see y'all bringing back
No,
memories.
that's
Yo.
facts. Marshall Faulk is one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Marshall
Hands down.
Falk could have played in the league now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
He
ahead
could've
of his
played in the
time.
league now. The league, and the crazy part is the league is more catered to his game now than it was
Yeah.
back then.
Mhm.
Catching the ball out the backfield, stuff like that.
Look at those two gems.
Ooh,
Thurman Thomas and Curtis Martin.
Oh,
Eric Dickerson.
how we forget about Jamal Lewis, bro?
Mhm.
Jamal Lewis was he was a monster in
Glenn
Baltimore.
Portis was a beast.
Mhm.
Straight dog. Jamal
Portis.
Lewis, though, yeah, that's a good one right there. The
Jamal Lewis was
Ravens.
monster.
Well, that's Eric Dixon's a little farther back, but yeah, he's always everybody know Eric
Yeah,
Dixon.
Eric Dickerson was like in the 80s.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Alexander. See? Yo, we missing
This
so
guy
many
right
great
here.
backs, bro.
Sean Alexander
Oh, man.
was the man.
Tiki, yeah.
We missing
Tiki
so
was
many
another one.
great backs, bro.
Think how many
Whew.
great backs came from Alabama.
Yo,
Straight
Sean
up.
Alexander was so
Sean Alexander
underrated.
dominated the NFL for 2 years, like 2-3 years.
Sean Alexander, he had like a 3-year stretch that was just like
Mhm.
unmatched.
Unbelievable.
Like unmatched, bro.
He was a cheat code, man.
You know what? I'm not the hugest Tiki fan, but he was good.
Yo, Tiki had some good years too. He was a
Mhm.
dog. I hated playing against Tiki. He always broke something on us.
Yeah,
I don't
on
know
us.
why,
Yeah,
bro.
he was great against us.
He always
Oh,
broke something.
damn,
on
you're
us.
right. No one said the bus.
The bus.
Brothers.
No one said the bus.
Even with the bus,
Dang.
y'all remember Fast Willie Parker?
Willie?
Mhm.
Willie
Yeah.
Parker used to break and stuff.
That is another one too. AP in his prime, man. I don't know if you can
AP
say.
was different, bro. Ain't even no need to talk about him. He was a different type of back.
I still think AP can do it. Like
He probably can.
he
I wouldn't want him on my team though. He's old now. He could go
Yeah.
everywhere.
AJ Dillon.
But prime AP, whew, that boy was different. And that was when Chris Johnson and all them was doing their thing too. All that
Right.
ran into each other. It was like, bro, it was crazy.
He said, I think the problem with running backs is that 1K became a norm. I can see that. Well,
Mhm.
you don't get it. You oh man. Yes.
Because of the
How did we
pass
not even
defense,
say him? Le'Veon Bell was a beast.
Mhm.
For real. Like
Lee Parker,
Hey,
Ahmad Green.
Ahmad Green. Woo!
Yeah.
Ahmad Green was a monster, yo. I
Yeah.
forgot all about Ahmad Green, yo.
Ahmad
Woo!
Green. Yeah.
Bro,
Garrison Hurst for the Niners. That was another one too. He played some
That
good
was-
football with the
That
Niners.
was back in like early 90s, though.
Yeah.
We talking about 2000 backs. Early 2000 backs.
There's a lot of running backs, man. There's a lot of good guys out there.
A lot of good backs, though.
What you
the
call
league
could have
has-
been good. Eddie Lacy could have been good, but he couldn't stop eating.
Eddie Lacy. Yeah, he had some good years.
He could have been good.
He's just fat.
I'm just going through the list in my head.
And that's a lot of good. Michael Pittman too.
Michael Pittman was a dog. Yeah,
I
Michael
like
Pittman
that.
was a
I
dog.
like the Michael Pittman. Yeah, Jamal Lewis for sure. Talk about Jamal Lewis, man. There's a lot of good. Cadillac Williams.
Cadillac Williams. Oh, man.
And Ronnie Brown. If you
Him
don't
and
give
Ronnie
Cadillac,
Brown
you gotta
over
give
there running
Ronnie his
that.
number two.
Remember him and Ronnie Brown's over there running that Wildcat? They was killing the league, yo.
Yeah.
Bro, they both had like 1,500 yards apiece that year.
Sounds like
They was
Zeke.
there killing the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give Zeke. I will say I do give Zeke his love. When he was the man, he was the man. I ain't gonna stun on Zeke.
No,
Yeah.
Zeke was a beast.
He was a beast.
I love Zeke at Ohio State, but as soon as he went to the Cowboys, I instantly started hating.
Priest Holmes was the man too for sure.
Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes. I like
D'Angelo
that.
Williams. Yeah, oh my God. Him and Jonathan Stewart over there in
Jonathan Stewart,
Carolina,
yes.
they was cooking.
Hey,
Him and
Ray
Jonathan
Rice.
Stewart was going off. Ray Rice.
Before he beat up his girlfriend, like he
Ray
was
Rice.
legit.
He was balling in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yep. Bro, we had some backs. Like you can name backs now. But you see how many backs we just rattled off out of nowhere, like just off the top of the head.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of these
I
dudes.
bet you were missing some too. I bet you.
Yeah, I
were
know
still
for
missing
sure.
some.
For sure, we are.
Definitely missing some. But for us to just do that off the top of our head, that's how you know when dudes really like love football.
Yeah, that was back
Like
in
love
the
football. Because like I said, these younger dudes not gonna remember some of these dudes. Well, I ain't gonna remember a lot of them.
Hell, we didn't remember a lot of them until we seen it on the screen.
Matt Forte. Matt Forte is another one.
Oh, Smitty coming with the Matt
about Matt Forte
Forte.
over there in Chicago.
I gotta give Matt Forte his love too. He was a beast.
I forgot about Matt Forte.
I did forget about Matt Forte. That dude was nice.
Yo, like, yeah, we had some backs, man. Now, I don't think it's the whole. It's not the 1K thing for me. I think it's the longevity of backs. You know, it's not the same as back then.
I feel like we put that on it. Like we put the jeans on the backs as opposed to the backs actually being able to. There's some good backs that have been around for a while. It's like we push them out of the league, you know, as opposed to, you know, it's like the loyalty to your team thing. The team is really taking 5-6 years.
But
the Eagles don't even really invest in backs like that. So of course, like we're gonna see it like that.
Thomas Jones was a beast over there in Chicago. I remember them years. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I used to play with him on Madden sometimes. He really was.
I feel like we're missing another running back from the Bears. So
from the Bears,
Cedric Benson.
Yeah, we said Cedric. Cedric got mentioned. Yeah,
we said Cedric.
Yeah, we said Fred Teller. Fred Teller was the first person that got bored up.
Yeah.
I don't know how this dude was underrated, bro. You rushed for 1,000 yards 10 straight seasons. I don't understand.
Devontae Freeman was nice when he first started.
Oh, I forgot all about Antonio Freeman. Is that his name?
No, Devontae.
Devontae Freeman. But there was an Antonio Freeman too, right?
He was a wide
receiver. He was a wide receiver.
Yeah. Nah, we can't throw Corey Boycott in that list. I like Corey. I like him as an Eagle. You know, Corey put his work in back in the Deuce State.
They're showing his fandom right there.
Remember when we had the three, right? It was Corey Buckhalter, Deuce Staley, and Brian Westbrook, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's three hit him
at one point. Yeah, all three of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's the
Kevin Coleman had some nice runs when he was.
Bro, what's the back name from? He played for the Colts after Adrian James. He went to LSU. I can't remember his name right. Jamal. I forgot about Jamal Charles. Jamal Charles.
Yeah, Jamal Charles.
What's the too? Joseph Adai.
Yep.
Remember Joseph Adai? Joseph
Adai.
Adai?
Yeah. He played for the Colts.
I remember Joseph Adai now. You saying he played with Manning.
Yeah, he played with Peyton. Yep.
Yeah. Adai was a beast.
Dorsey Levens was a beast too.
Yeah.
Ryan Grant. Y'all remember Ryan Grant?
Ryan Grant was good with the pack.
Bro, he was dog, yo. That's crazy. We really just read it.
What up, y'all? How you doing, my guy? Welcome. We got 26 up in here. Make sure y'all hitting that like, subscribe to all channels. We're definitely got everybody inside here. And this is for you guys. We're going off, we're on hour 120 deep, and we only had 2 people come on the show. This show is for you guys. Hit that link. Come in here and talk some Eagles football. We're talking about new football, new age football. We're talking about a little bit of everything on Personal Line. We just like talking football in here because we can go on this running back thing forever. But we can go. I will go talk about who y'all think is the best receiver on our team. Is it Devontae Smith or is it AJ Brown? Because I'm back on the controversial thing because that's all we got to talk about is our team. And I think that a lot of people are pushing for Devontae Smith being the best receiver on our team. I want to hear what y'all got.
What you looking for though, bro? It's like. Either argument is a good argument. It's like Devontae, ultimate, consistent. He don't drop the ball. He's always open. He's reliable. AJ Brown more of a big play dude. I mean, you get the ball in his hands. He can make a couple dudes miss, take it to the house. I mean, but I feel like, in my opinion, I'm taking consistency over anything because Devontae Smith, he really like a slash. He's a third down possession back. He can go downfield. He can win that jump ball. He could do a lot more. I feel like he could do a lot more than AJ can. So, but it's still, I think, in all honesty, I think AJ Brown the better wide receiver. He's the better wide receiver. But I feel like Devontae is just like, I don't know. I just love the dude, man. He just really like always open, always consistent, bro. Like he bail you out of a lot of situations, man. I don't know. It's hard. That's a hard argument. That's why I say I could lean either way with it.
Yeah, it is a hard argument, man, but I'm leaning towards Devontae Smith because, like you said, he does a lot more on his team, and he's in the slot often. You know, I know that it just came out and said that AJ Brown was number one in slant routes, but I have seen AJ Brown catch the ball and couldn't make the touchdown, couldn't make the big play. You know, he slows down, whereas though Devontae Smith, he doesn't. You know, certain aspects of the game, you know, you want Devontae Smith down the field besides AJ Brown. AJ Brown is more of like a decoy. If I had to choose, it would be Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith is just our all receiver. Like basically, he could do everything. He could do everything. Whereas though that, you know, the muscle of AJ Brown gives him the slight edge on paper. But if need be, I think that, you know, Devontae Smith, if he was a little bit bigger, it'd take away from his speed, but I think that, you know, just his smarts and his willingness to go up and grab it and everything. And I'm not saying AJ Brown doesn't, but from what I've seen from year one with them being together, I have to go that route with Devontae Smith.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think Devontae more consistent, but AJ Brown is just.
But I like this
AJ
though.
Brown is just like a mismatched nightmare, bro.
That's
like,
what I like about Dane's comment. Is like we seen Devontae his rookie year, right? And he was like, well, he broke the reception record his rookie year or something like that. Most yards or something like that. But then AJ, like the impact that AJ brings to the team, you know, AJ made a huge impact. AJ stepped up his game. He had a career high with us just because he changed the game. Like in Tennessee, he was only using all those slant routes. That's all you got to see, and he was dynamic at it, you know. And then you see him come and Jalen Hurts start throwing him deep balls all the time. And now you're like, whoa, this guy's a big play receiver. Ah, man, like you said, I have to say they are definitely two different receivers, but they complement each other perfectly. You know,
they complement each other, yeah, for sure.
They're the perfect complement for each other, but they're like the best of both worlds. So to say either one of them is better than the other, you like you said, Trey, man, you got an argument on both sides, man. AJ is a bigger, deep threat, but Devontae is
dude
refined.
coming up to me and asking me that. I can see why you said this, and I can also see why you said that on this side. It's like, bro, we got the best of both worlds. We got two number one receivers, in my opinion. We got two number ones. Depending on what game you want to give them, it's like, I mean, we done seen AJ take the backseat to Devontae. We done seen Devontae take the backseat to AJ in certain games. It's like when your man going off, go ahead, keep feeding him, and then there's not no ego involved. So we got the best of both worlds. It's like, I mean, listen, I don't care who the best. As long as y'all keep catching them passes and scoring touchdowns.
Right,
man.
we got the best. We got both of the best. Two top 10 receivers. He says
so
my question, no weakness in this game. AJ sometimes focus drop. But I've seen Smitty. See, that's the thing too. That's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Quez Watkins. We are killing Quez for these drops, but I've seen Smitty and AJ drop balls. We don't even think about talking about those two guys. They get more targets, so they have more opportunity to show you wrong. Huh?
AJ dropped a lot of passes last year. I mean, Devontae didn't drop as many, but I seen him drop some. But AJ dropped a lot of little simple passes last year. He caught all the hard joints, but he dropping all the easy ones. So yeah, Quez dropped some passes, bro. It happens sometimes. I mean, it's football. I mean, it was big. It just was horrible that it was all that big moments of the game, but it's like he really
Quez
didn't get
the same thing we do to Barnett. You know, Barnett was not really that bad a football player. He just made bonehead mistakes at the wrong damn time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hate Barnett for, like, the penalties that cost us games. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of overall play, Barnett's not really that bad of a DN.
And I agree with what Twist said. I feel like we need to get Quez more involved in the offense, man. It's like he really just running routes the whole game. He probably get targeted like 2-3 times a game. And it's like it be on big situations though. It's like, damn, but we don't target him enough. Like I would, in my mind, this is what I was thinking going into the season. It's gonna be so hard to cover Devontae and AJ that Quez was gonna kind of get a little bit more shine, But we
That's what
really
we're
ain't
hoping
giving
for
the
this
ball
year.
up right here.
That's what we're hoping for this year. You know, we're hoping that we've seen Quez. You know, you see
But
Devontae and
it's so
AJ.
hard to get all these dudes involved and then still try to stay balanced. It's like, so I mean, you gotta take what you could get because you know AJ getting the ball, you know Devontae getting the ball, you know Goddard getting the ball. That's 3 people right there in front of you. Quez really just getting the scraps for real. Like, I mean, if a play break down or something like, they're not even really designing plays for Quez Watkins. Like, if a play break down, all right, well, Quez right there, I'm gonna just dump it off to him or something like that. We not designing
got a
plays
question.
for Quez Watkins.
If we don't have a modern day quarterback that will go to that third and fourth, if we go to our first, second, third being Goddard and they're not there, Jalen's dominant enough to just run the football and get yards. You know what I'm saying? He does that very well.
How
it's like you are
comfortable
eliminating that out of the game.
how comfortable do y'all feel like going into this season, especially let's just say Quez Watkins is the number 3 receiver going into the season. How comfortable do you think that Jalen Hurts is to go to him in those pivotal moments?
I mean, I think he comfortable because it was a lot of big situations where we seen Quez Watkins get the football. You get me? So even after the Washington game, the next week when we played the Colts, Quez Watkins basically won the football game for us. So it's like, I mean, I feel like Jalen gonna throw it to whoever open. It's just like when you got an AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside and a Goddard in the middle, you're not really gonna be looking for nobody else. It's like, bro, I know one of these dudes open. If they not Goddard open, if not, all right, double out to the running back. Well, I'm taking off. It's just so much. It's so much. Quez just get the back end of the stick, and it's like, it's unfortunate, but I mean that's the team you on, bro.
I feel like people be hating on Hurts for that too, though. You know, in terms of like, you know, he knows he can get yards. Like, you know, why even chance it? Like, you made your first 3 reads. It's like, okay, it's just not open. I'm gonna take off. I can run 10 yards to get a first down, start this over again. You know, and that's a detrimental to Quez Watkins being like you're the 4th read. You know, like you're always the 4th read. You're not ever going to be the 3rd read, really. You know, when all 3 of those guys are on the football field. You know, you're looking like.
I think he's going to be the 5th this year because you got to account for DeAndre Swift.
You got to account for Swift out the backfield. Then Gainwell out the backfield is like, I know this offensive coordinator. I mean, he got a plethora of like riches. It's gonna be so hard to game plan for this team for real. Like, because your quarterback still can be your best running back. That's the scary part about this offense. Like, and then if you really like paying that much attention to Jalen, then you gotta deal with Swift one-on-one with one of your linebackers or safeties or something like this. It's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be dangerous to do.
Yeah.
Who you gonna cover? Who you gonna double team? You can't double team nobody. It's like, bro, it's like
because they proved that all last year. You Devontae, AJ gonna eat. AJ, Devontae gonna eat. And Goddard, if he would have just stayed healthy, he would have had over 1,000 yards too, I think.
Yeah, he would have definitely been close to
definitely down his end. And then you think Goddard healthy this year, that's even less balls. Like that's why people like the whole D-Hop thing. Like it's nice to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like for one, I don't think D-Hop's taking that little money that we were offering him. For one, it's nice. I don't think that's a D-Hop situation. He's trying to get paid. And for 2, he's not getting the ball. Okay, you're not gonna come in and be, I'm D-Hop. I'm gonna take balls away from Smitty. I'm gonna take balls away AJ. That's not gonna happen.
Can't have another Eagle wide receiver.
It should be pointless to even do that.
What's going on, Stu?
What up, Stu?
What's going on, fellas? Hey, look, I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time.
Hey, this show for you guys.
No,
I know. Taking up all the time.
I know that's why you did this 31. I know that's why you did it, because it's for everybody. And Trey, why did you take your face off that screen? Come on back on here. Because you the reason why I came on here.
Yeah. I love when people come up and
sit there and argue with Smitty about Jalen Hurts not being top 5. So I got a question for you, and it's just yes or no. You got Joe Burrow top 5?
All right, first of all, if you would have seen my list,
no. Ain't no first of all.
Now you
Yes
asked
or
the
no?
question. You asked the question. Now let me
Yes or
respond.
no? That's all I need to know. Yes or no?
You asked the question. Now let me respond. First of all,
No. And like I said, bro, before you even start talking, I said yes or no.
I put Jalen Hurts at number 3, bro. Number 3.
But
Behind
you
who?
said argued the
Behind
other
who?
night. Hold on, because this is a problem. You sat there and you argued Smitty up and down that Jalen ain't top 5. You
Bro,
telling me
no,
Joe
I
Burrow
didn't.
top 5?
Bro, I didn't argue that. DV,
Bro,
tell me
I
what we
just
was
sat there
arguing
and
about,
listened to the
DV.
stream the other night.
Bro, you wasn't listening then.
Oh,
You
you
wasn't
know,
listening if you sat there and listened to the
I
stream.
can't. No. I came in for that specific reason only, and you sitting here trying to tell a bold-faced lie, bro. I'm out.
Bro, what's wrong with crackhead over here? Nobody said nothing like that.
Look,
Now,
listen, listen.
Wait, so what was the order?
if he was really listening to the argument and he listened to what I was saying, I put Jalen Hurts at top 3 on the list of your best quarterbacks from last year. But when we was talking, me and Smitty was arguing about. He said we comparing resumes, and I was like, that's not even fair to do nothing like that because Jalen
It's
Hurts
not.
only played 2 seasons. He only played 2 seasons. You got dudes like Aaron Rodgers. You got dudes like Russell Wilson. You got dudes like Lamar Jackson. All these dudes that played way longer than him. You can't make that argument. So you got to go year by year with quarterbacks. If he was listening, he would have been listening. He would have heard that.
But who was your list?
Yeah,
Who was number 2?
it was two. Oh, wait. It was 2 different types of arguments going on, and nobody was really listening, as you can see. It was basically going into the next season because we were doing a quarterback list, and then it was also about resume. You know, you cannot sit up there and say, okay, Jalen Hurts been in the league 3 years, started two seasons. You can't sit up there and say he's better than right as of right now. You can't say he's better than certain quarterbacks ahead of his time. You can't do that. You can compare years, but you can't compare the whole resume. That's what we were saying.
Right. See, that's when you trick it by saying that.
What they
Right now, you can't say that he's better.
As soon as you say Jalen Hurts' name,
Career,
everybody
you
getting an
can't say
uproar.
that he
Like,
had a
bro,
better career.
nobody talking bad about Jalen Hurts. I was just talking about what you said. Now Smitty brought up resumes, and I told him basically, hold up, that's not fair, because there's a lot of dudes in the league with way more experience and way more accolades than Jalen Hurts. That's where that argument came from. But as far as last year, I got Pat 1, I got Burrow 2, and I got Jalen Hurts 3. That was my list.
Pat Burrow.
And that list is over career, or is that
last year
skill set? You
talking about last year going into the season?
Going into the season.
I can say anybody's not 2 if Jalen Hurts is second team All Pro. That means he was the second best quarterback in the league.
You know what we need to start doing? We need to start having like the little banner saying going into next season so people can understand what we
check. Jalen Hurts was second team All Pro last year. That means he was the second best quarterback in the league. That's not by peers. That's just like fact.
Wait, that's a stupid argument that they're making because Justin Herbert is always considered to be like a top 10 at least quarterback, but he hasn't done anything other than throw for a lot of yards. What has Justin Herbert accomplished? Has he got an All-Pro? How many Pro Bowls does he have? But everybody puts him, up in the top 5 at least, as far as I've seen, based off of what? Based off of skill set. So whenever we're talking about these arguments, even if we're young, we got to be talking about what we think they can do on the field. Can the player drive the ball down the field, especially as a quarterback, and get into the end zone? That's really what we're talking about. So if you're talking about that, then I would definitely say Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, definitely say Hurts, Josh Allen. I'm missing somebody, Aaron Rodgers. I'll probably put in my top 5. And I'm missing somebody else, but I wouldn't put Lamar in the top 5. I got to see how he is as a passer. I don't trust him as I trust him as a runner, but I don't trust him as a passer as much, even though he has the weapons now. But whenever we're doing these arguments, like, it's stupid to say resume because we're putting all these young guys up here, but none of these young guys have the resume of Aaron Rodgers.
That was the whole argument.
Nobody would say Aaron Rodgers, but nobody would say Aaron Rodgers is the best player in the game right now. Nobody would say that.
Because if we go on resume, Aaron Rodgers would be number 1. If we go on resume,
the only thing Patrick Mahomes has over Aaron Rodgers is Super Bowl. Other than that, he doesn't have more MVPs than him. He doesn't have more yards, doesn't have more touchdowns. So what are we talking about? He doesn't have more all pros.
Aaron Rodgers.
You said
that
what?
Dude is an MVP factory. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think no one has more MVPs than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh, he got 4?
Yeah, I think it was like 4. He's up there with like Peyton. Peyton has like what, 5? 4 or 5?
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Hold on, wait. I was just listening to what you was just saying, right? And it just behooved me that you just now said that Lamar Jackson is not a good thrower of football.
Who said that?
I didn't say he's not a good throw. I didn't say I said he's not as good as Hurts. I don't think he's as good as Hurts.
He's not as good as Hurts, but that man can slang the rock. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He can slang the rock. Do not let these people get in your head making you think that he can't slang the rock. Listen, Joe Burrow is not better than Lamar Jackson. He is not better than Lamar Jackson.
Ooh, here we go. Now we get spicy. Now we get spicy.
Listen, right?
That's a good take.
When that boy Lamar Jackson is healthy, the whole defense wasn't healthy last season, and the Bengals couldn't mess with him. Imagine what he gonna do this season. I'm not even a Ravens fan, but listen, them up is scary this season. I ain't even gonna lie to you. They healthy. If they stay healthy, they scary. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Probably the most dangerous team in the AFC.
So what's the record?
Like that? What Dang said.
They got what they pulling off. They pulling off 13 victories.
Listen, right. Everybody keep talking about Lamar Jackson running. What running back did Lamar Jackson have behind him? J.K. Dobbins didn't get healthy until Lamar Jackson got injured. Yeah, that boy can run, but now he got a running back behind him that can actually run. That's healthy. It's going to be different this season. It's going to be way different. I'm trying to tell y'all.
You facing the Browns though, who got
Deshaun
Watson. You facing
the Browns booty. Like, come on, we ain't gonna do that. They start on the Browns every season.
Bro, I hope you're right, bro.
You sleeping on Deshaun Watson though. Like he went through all his crap, but you know you kind of sleeping on them.
Who? I'm sleeping on who?
Deshaun Watson.
I ain't sleeping on him. The Browns is booty. What? They not doing nothing in the AFC. The Browns is going to bottom feeders like they always are.
Bro, they were starting Jacoby Brissett, and like most of their losses by like 1 score.
And
like, come on.
And it's gonna be the same season.
It's Jacoby Brissett. Like, come on. What are you talking about?
You make it seem like Jacoby Brissett booty. Like he not booty. He a all right quarterback.
He's a mid quarterback.
Exactly. He can keep the ball out of harm's way.
Which is why they couldn't win. They couldn't usurp that, get over the hump of those games, is what I'm saying.
Listen. And you think Deshaun Watson can?
When Deshaun Watson still in his prime, when he was on the Texans, he was killing it. Just, the team was horrible.
He was killing it? Oh, man. All right, listen, right? Deshaun Watson was horrible when he was playing for the Texans. All right, yeah, his stats might say otherwise.
He was horrible.
Listen, right? His stats may say otherwise, but Deshaun Watson had the ball in his hands for at least 5 game-winning drive where he threw picks.
His team was horrible though.
What you
he
mean?
Always had horrible teams.
He had the ball in his hands, bro. I don't
want to D-Hop.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it. No excuses.
You just made an excuse for Lamar and say he ain't had nobody to throw it to. Like, bro, we got come on, stop making your mind up though.
I ain't never say he ain't had nobody to throw it to. That never came
with the dogs he got this year. That's basically saying he don't got nobody.
I said his passing numbers is going to be way better because he didn't have a running back behind him that could actually run the ball. Lamar Jackson is a dual threat quarterback, just like Jalen Hurts. If he have nobody that can run, if Jalen Hurts, like when Miles Sanders was on, Jalen Hurts took over.
Huh? But
now,
Deshaun Watson led his team in rushing 2 years. I mean, like his last 2 years he was there, he led the team in rushing.
Exactly.
He's not like no dude that can't run.
did he have behind him?
We talking about Deshaun Watson right now. We're not talking about Lamar. We all know what Lamar is. Lamar is a dual threat quarterback. Deshaun Watson a dual threat quarterback too. I forgot he could use his legs.
Wait,
I forgot he had
you're
3
not
straight
forgetting in
years
that
with
division.
double-digit touchdowns rushing.
The Browns, the Steelers, the Ravens.
Listen.
Who else is in that division? Browns,
Deshaun
Steelers, Ravens, and who?
Be right again. He is buns when it count the most.
And Lamar not?
Not.
Wait, who else is in that division? It's the Browns,
Bro.
the Steelers, the Ravens, and who?
Hold on.
Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah.
If we gonna call,
you talking big heavy for a
Deshaun
hard
Watson,
division.
Hold on. If we gonna call Deshaun Watson buns and you talking about big moment, what big moment did Lamar Jackson ever had since he's been in the league? Ever?
As a regular season moments.
Anything. Regular season moments, right?
Yeah, regular season moment. Like monster games.
MVP.
Okay. So they're in the same boat. They're in the same boat for real.
When did
No, but Lamar just got an MVP on his.
Lamar is James Harden. That's who he remind me of in the league.
Lamar Jackson fooled in the playoffs every year. Every year since he's been in the league, he folded in the playoffs.
I bet you it'll be different this year.
He didn't want to go last year.
Right, who do you have him beating in the playoffs though? You have him beating Burrow. You have him you have him beating Al. Who you have him beating in the playoffs?
Barely escaped last season. I definitely got them beating Burrow. They barely escaped last. Did you watch that playoff game?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, they barely escaped last season, and they ain't had nobody healthy. Marlon Humphrey wasn't even on the field. What are you talking about? Yeah, I got them trashing them. Trashing them.
Secondary. Baltimore secondary was the worst secondary in the league. Like,
wait, so what's Lamar? What is Lamar in your top
He said he's
five?
not a fan of the Ravens though.
I'm not.
What's Lamar in your top five?
I was about to say, but just like when we was injured, when we ain't have no receivers, and Carson Wentz ain't have a 500-yard receiver, and he still got us to the playoffs. Every defensive back on that team got injured last season. So did every receiver.
Yeah, that's true.
Injuries as well.
Lamar got injured too. So what are we talking about then? You acting like he played the whole season with them. He got injured early in that season.
Lamar just came back. I ain't gonna lie to you. Lamar, that boy got his money.
Yeah,
wait, so what is he in your top five? He's top what, 3, 2?
Who?
I'm giving in my top 5. I'm gonna give it Mahomes 1. I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts 2.
All right.
And I think that's a fair argument. For real. Like I got Jalen 1, Mahomes 2.
But what? No way, bro.
I ain't even gonna lie. Due to consistency, Burrow got to get 3. He been in 2 AFC championships and he been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, like,
got to give it to Burrow.
He was a monster.
So, due to consistency, so number 4, I'll put Lamar at number 4, and then number 5.
You say you put Lamar at 4?
Wait, what's your 5? What's your 5?
Lamar that high.
Lamar be trash and shit. His win-loss record is crazy.
Wait, what's your 5? What's your 5?
Lamar number 4, and then number 5. Shit, number 5 hard.
Yo, this boy got him at number 4, bro.
Y'all crazy. Y'all not.
Hold on.
Wait, I'm gonna wait
at 4 and then say it's number 5 hard. Like,
give me your 5.
Right.
Give me your 5. Come on, give me your 5.
Oh
How is it
bro.
not like?
You can't make this stuff up. Like Lamar not even top 5, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
No, not coming.
Is that hard to get 5?
I don't even think I
Not
have
coming
him
into
in
the
my top 10.
I ain't even gonna lie. 5. I'm torn between 5. I'm just thinking about last season for real, and really how it played out. Before Lamar got injured, them boys was looking unstoppable. I ain't even gonna lie with all the injuries. Number 5 hard though. I ain't even gonna lie. Number 5, I'm gonna have to give it to I'm gonna give it to Allen.
Okay, I was about to say. It's like nobody up here has been talking about Allen. I'm like, damn.
I'm gonna give it to Allen. I'm gonna give it.
Like I understand he throws picks, but like, come on, like Due to the monster.
I was about to say,
it really matters what you're going off of being your number one quarterback. Like going by just yards, or going about
I'm going
touchdown
off
interception ratio.
I'm going off
going about being your best
I'm going off
quarterback,
the consistency and trajectory.
I'm just tripping off that he put Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen and Justin Herbert.
Yeah, definitely.
Lamar not better than Josh.
And if you go on trajectory,
I'm putting him over Justin Herbert. I'm putting him over Justin Herbert. He got a better win-loss ratio. With Lamar in the game, he's a winner. He's a baller. I'm trying to tell you, it's the bread. You feel what I'm saying? The pudding is in the pudding. You feel what I'm saying? The banana is in the fucking pudding. You feel what I'm saying?
You're in a tough division though. Like you against Burrow, you're against the Browns. You sleeping on them, and it's always tough games against the Steelers.
Exactly.
Always tough games against the Steelers.
Trashing them. He be trashing them. Listen, I live in Baltimore, bro. I have to watch the games, bro. Listen, right?
It's a rivalry, though.
Just as much as I watch the Eagles games, I watch the Ravens games. Listen, it's an ongoing war in this house. Listen, my brother is a Celtics fan and I'm a Lakers fan. You know how hard it was to see him go 7 games and we got put out 4-0. It is an ongoing war, basketball, football, every season. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what I'm telling you is not. You feel what I'm saying? It's not. You feel what I'm saying? Like fictional. It's really facts. You feel what I'm saying? It's really facts. Like I'm trying to tell you, them boys is going.
All right, but if we're gonna put it that way though, then we gotta throw Dak in there too, because he be trashing the NFC East.
No, Dak trash. He is trash.
Bad, bro.
I was about to say, but the thing is, Lamar just don't be trashing his division. He don't do that every season. You feel what I'm saying? He be trashing everybody. He just be dogging shit. Like he just be dogging. I'm trying to tell you. All right.
He don't be trashing everybody, bro.
He be dogging. Listen, they couldn't beat the Chiefs for like 3 years.
What happened last year though?
Beat them in 2 years.
Yeah. What happened last year when they was up? They was up by like 24 on Miami and they lost their whole lead in the fourth quarter and lost the game. Lamar was on the field then.
I told him that was horrible.
Boy, Lamar was on the field
then. That day, I had a field day with there that day. You feel what I'm saying? I really be beefing with Ravens fans, but you feel what I'm saying? You know, you feel what I'm saying? You gotta keep it a bang when you feel what I'm saying. Lamar, when he in the game, he crazy, bro. Like watching Lamar. Lamar is Baltimore. Without Lamar, it's no Baltimore, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like that.
He definitely carried that whole city.
He crazy. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, here's a question then. Why was it so crazy with his contract then?
That was Lamar.
Why were they refusing to pay that man?
He paid. What you talking about?
He got paid. He got paid, but was it a smooth?
I want Deshaun Watson money. What you talking about? Yeah, I want more than that. Yeah, I want it guaranteed. I want that 5 M's guaranteed.
You talking
M's guaranteed.
You talking on his prime. I'm talking about his franchise, right? They drafted him in the first round. He's a franchise quarterback. What's all this?
I want 500 M's guaranteed. What you talking about?
They offered him a big contract. He turned it down though the first time.
You see he ain't get it until Jalen Hurts got his contract though, right?
That was a risky move for Lamar, because I wouldn't have paid him nothing.
They just had to bring him back in perspective. My man said he wanted 500 M's. He wasn't changing his mind. What's wrong with y'all? You feel what I'm saying? It's negotiation time. I want 500 M's. I'm not coming back. I'm not going to training camp until I get my 500 M's. Oh, all right, Jalen Hurts just got paid. Team friendly. I see what Mahomes doing over there. All right, let me go ahead and get me something real quick that's going to help me out too. You feel what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is I hope it was worth it. All this, I hope it was worth it.
If Baltimore wasn't paying, somebody was
that's
going to pay him.
In Dak we trust comment.
Listen,
in Dak we trust.
Listen, Ravens fans better relish in this because this the first and only time you ever really going to hear me talk good about your team. You feel what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm dogging them.
Hey,
you feel? I be dogging them, bro. I be dogging
Hey, Princeton, Trey,
Yeah.
I want to go with you guys with this question too that we had earlier on the show. Who do you guys think? Which year? We're gonna bring it back to some Eagles, but we've been off the Eagles track a little bit. We're gonna bring it back to Eagles. Which year dogs are gonna have the biggest impact this year? It's gonna be the 22 dogs with Dean and Jordan, or the 23 dogs with Carter, Ringo, and Smith.
I'm gonna go a mixture. I think Dane and Jordan both will have big years, right? But I also think Nolan is going to go crazy. I feel like between having Josh Sweat and Derek Barnett, I feel like Nolan going to play a whole bunch of off-ball linebackers, this type of speed. I feel like we're going to see a lot of 4-3 this season with Davion Taylor, Nakobe Dean, and Nolan. I feel like it's gonna be crazy, and then the rotation that we got up front still gonna be crazy because we got Jalen Carter. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be crazy. I feel like this season is going to be crazy this season. Like, I see Nolan Smith playing the edge, but I feel like he just so fast. Like with Derek Barnett coming back, I don't see Derek. Y'all just don't realize like how good Derek really is. Even though that we was killing Derek Barnett for them dumb penalties, he was still hitting the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's all I can't hit the quarter. Hit him, man. When we in the game, what we screaming? Come on now, we'll hit him. We going crazy. What you talking about?
We loved it until that flag came out.
My man getting the job done. He getting the job done. I don't care about. Listen, when you in the game and you got that ball in your hand, you feel what I'm saying? It's get him, and everybody screaming it. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody.
This is what I be talking. Hold on, real quick. This is what I be talking about. It's cool. When you talk like football, right? Hold on, I'm gonna turn my camera back on. When you talk football, everything is not hating, bro. Like, what is wrong with people? Everything not hating. If you make a point and it's not the point that they want you to make, now you hating. It's like, bro, like, come on. Y'all all say the same things. I say it about Jalen. I say it about any quarterback that y'all like or any player y'all like, and we disagree with what y'all think. Y'all say we hating. That's retarded, bro. That don't even make sense. Like, actually talk football. Sit down and listen sometimes. No hate involved. Like, no hate involved at all. We strictly talking football. I ain't say nothing about this man's personal life, nothing. Like, bro, we talking football. We talking X's and O's. My fault, bro. Y'all can go.
That's the beautiful thing about football. Everybody got their own opinion. Like, no matter what any of y'all tell me, I'm still telling y'all Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league. Y'all can argue that to the Crows cry the next day. I don't give a damn what the hell you talk about. Like, from what I see and what I see on the football field, and just all the tangibles, plus all the numbers, plus all the stats, plus the record. Like, to me, he's the best quarterback playing right now.
Listen, right
now, you can say Mahomes. I won't hate that you say Mahomes. I won't hate that you say Burrows. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's Jalen Hurts, man. And that's not just a homer thing. It's just like what he's done. Like, he throws less turnovers. He's more efficient with the football. He has another side of his game that those other guys don't have, and that's running and at a very high level. It's like those things to me, he impacts the offense more than any other player in the league. Period.
We just gotta see him do it again. That's all everybody was saying, bro.
He's done it 3 years in a row. How many years you want to see the man do it?
He didn't do it 3 years in a row.
His first year starting, he did it. He didn't have as many passing yards, but he did it. He had 16. He had double digit touchdowns rushing, and he was still throwing passes, but he didn't have the weapons he had now. Of course, his weapons gonna go up and his numbers gonna go up, but he still did it that first year. He still broke records that first year. You know, every week we were like, "Oh, Jalen Hurts, the first quarterback that did 100. Oh, Jalen Hurts, first quarterback that did this and that." Still, that first year he was breaking records. The first year he was still Pro Bowl alternate. You know what I'm saying? First year he still went to the playoffs. So he's been doing it since his first year.
That's facts, but the whole thing about Mahomes is Mahomes been going to Super Bowls and AFC Championship.
Mahomes been doing it since he first touched the
field.
Mahomes started with Andy Reid.
Jalen Hurts started with Nick Sirianni.
Can't just put Jalen.
That's a huge difference. The GOAT of football is a first-year head coach. That's a huge difference.
What are you talking about right now, Scoop? I wouldn't be on the screen. Like, bro, dude, go play. Like,
If somebody want to argue Barrow and Mahomes, the thing that Mahomes got is head to head. Mahomes already won twice. That's what Mahomes got, but that's
nah,
really
no. If you
What
look
about
at it,
Burrow?
though,
Burrow owns
Burrow
Mahomes.
been kicking Mahomes' ass.
Burrow,
Burrow,
Bengals own the Chiefs.
yeah, they've
regular
been kicking Mahomes in them
They've been
ass since
beating
they
the hell
got
out of the
matching
Chiefs.
up.
season. In the regular season,
No, they won in the playoffs.
they
Yeah.
have got beaten by them twice in the championship.
No, they only lost once to him. Burrow and them beat him the year before. That's how they played the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
They
well,
only won it once.
I mean, well, hey, it's cool.
This only Joe Burrow's 4th year in the league. He only been in the league 4 years.
They make them 2-2.
No, they didn't play every time in the championship. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
Burrow didn't make the Bengals didn't make the playoffs first year.
I'm talking about just record against each other. Period. They 2-2.
The Bengals' record is better than Joe Burrow's record is better than Pat Mahomes' record season-wise head to head.
And Dick,
So what is
of
it,
course,
3-1?
I think
overall?
Mahomes better than McNabb and who you say up here? You said Alex Smith and McNabb. Of course, Mahomes better than both of those.
No, I'm just saying, Screw. I don't
saying
care
that.
that you're saying stuff. I just don't know what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Just can you make it a little bit clearer what you're saying? We could go back and forth.
Alex
I don't
Smith
care
and
about that.
Donovan McNabb. I mean,
And Donnie really, like, you really can't hate on Donnie that much. 5 straight NFC championships, my guy. That hasn't been done in a long time. You're not talking about Jim Kelly or a freaking.
and he made it over the hump to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if you're not talking about Jim Kelly or Tom Brady, like that ain't never been done either. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like Mahomes, even right now, like the biggest argument I have with Jalen is we still don't know his ceiling. Like he doesn't know his ceiling. Like none of us can even say, okay, well, Jalen Hurts is going to be this good. You know, we already know how good Mahomes is, and it's great. Don't get me wrong. We kind of know what Burrows is. It's great. It's good. We know where all these other cats are already because they've been in the league a little bit longer or around the same time, but we already know what they are. What we don't know is how good Jalen Hurts is going to end up being. Because if you look at the year 2 to year 3 jump that he just made, like if he makes another jump like that, like everybody's like he needs to take the next step. If he takes that next step, what the hell are you talking about? We're talking about the best quarterback that ever played football.
I got a rebuttal. And say the same damn thing for Burrow. Literally. From year 1 to year 2. Literally.
I mean, this past year he was an MVP candidate.
Yeah, why he got injured? He got injured year 1.
I was about to say, but you gotta think about it. He also started since day 1, year 1.
He only played like 5 games before he got injured, though.
And he was killing them. He was killing them. We was watching Burrow on the screen every week. He was killing them.
No,
he
he was
killing them. He was on ESPN every week, bro. He was killing them. Burrow
he was doing good.
80-yard runs. He was doing. Burrow was killing. Burrow was giving them the okey doke before Jalen Hurts hit the league. A year before Jalen Hurts hit the league, and he got smacked in the open field and got his little tail rattled. You feel what I'm saying? Then they went to go get him weapons, and he ain't had to run like that ever since.
I think it was more of them firing their coach and getting a new coach. Because the offense they was running, it was horrible. It was like, and then they got Mixon, and then all them dudes started coming over, and then it was like, now you got weapons. They built that team from the ground up, for real.
Listen.
And they also had to get their offensive line right.
Yeah, they had to get the whole line right.
But he got injured. Week 1 highlight reel. Main man was killing him. He was giving them crazy work. You feel what I'm saying? Man, I was giving him crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Burrow was super.
Bro, what are you even talking about right now? Who is this dude? Like,
yeah, he said something like, "Don't bring up Reed had Alex Smith."
You really acting like
comparing that to
female in the
Mahomes,
comments, bro. Like you talking about you grown? Get your grown ass out of here then.
I don't know.
Wait, so is he making fun of Reed? Like,
football. We ain't gotta get. No one needs to get disrespectful on here. We just
Act
let's
like a
talk
hoe, bro.
football.
Get a
If
hoe
you
in
disagree, come talk about it, and that's all we do on the show. You know, you talk about why you agree. That everybody got the right to have their own opinion.
Man, listen, man, you talking all that jibber jab in the comments. You might as well come up here and speak like a man. You feel me?
Yeah, you might as well just get on the screen for all that. You acting like a little hoe in the comments.
And Dank, like, I'm not saying like he says you can make an argument that Mahomes had Reed and ignore Reed had Alex Smith. I'm not ignoring Reed had Alex Smith. I'm just saying he is that good that he won with Alex Smith too. He won with Donald Knapp too. And when you did get it, when he got his elite quarterback, that's when he won Super Bowls.
Yeah, Reed and Donovan McNabb are good quarterbacks. They're not ass, but they're not as good as Mahomes. So what is he talking about?
Yeah.
Alex Smith was cool. Alex
Yeah,
Smith
he's
was
good.
no McNabb, and Alex Smith was no Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is
Didn't you
first
say
year
too? Alex
starting.
Smith wasn't Alex Smith for the Niners, really.
Alex Smith was cool, but Alex Smith wasn't all that.
No.
You gotta think about it. Alex Smith only got his job because Colin Kaepernick had got fired because of that stance. Colin Kaepernick was that one on that team. Alex Smith was second fiddle. Alex Smith always been a second fiddle quarterback. He wasn't considered a number one quarterback until he got with Andy Reid.
It's all good. I was just saying, like, I was just trying to prove my point. And my deal is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jalen started, like, I don't know, man. Jalen wasn't the number one pick. Jalen wasn't this guy that was supposed to do all this stuff that everybody says. And he did it with like a first year coach, like, who didn't even understand. Imagine like Jalen's first year if Sirianni was coaching right those first 6 games. Imagine that. How many more stats and how much better he would have looked. You know, everybody knows Sirianni sucked his first 6 games in the season, his first year. Like, he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He's trying to throw the ball 50, 60 times a game. He wasn't running the football. You know, we had whole crowds talk about run the ball, run the ball. He wasn't doing it. You know, it's just all that takes into like numbers if you're trying to go number wise with me. And that's why I say overall, like leadership, wins, like, you know, Jalen Hurts for 14-1 last year. There was no quarterback 14-1 last year. Not one. I know he missed a couple of games, but in those games that he didn't play, we could have, all of us would agree, we probably would have won those games. We were lost.
Especially the game I went to when we played the Saints. We would have won that game if Jalen Hurts played.
Dallas game definitely was a win. For sure.
Crazy thing too about last season if Jalen would have played, because the one thing about Dallas was Dallas put up a lot of points. But the thing about our team is our team really hold the ball for so long on offense. By the time you get the ball back on offense, you so bored and your mind so scrambled, you don't know what to do. We had
and not even that. Even with that game, right? The only reason Dallas put up so many points is because we turned the ball over 3 times in our territory. So it's like,
yeah.
I feel like our defense was holding up well, but how many times you gonna stop dudes when they starting on year 40 and stuff like that? So if Jalen was in that game, I don't feel like he would have turned the ball over that many times. It might still have been kind of high scoring, but I don't think
Jalen Hurts would have turned the ball over once. My man Jalen Hurts was crazy off the turnover interception ratio last season. He would have ran them out the roof.
I don't think the game was.
Smitty, what? How you can't? How don't you like McNabb, bro? Like,
Maybe say I don't like McNabb.
Yeah.
McNabb, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't like McNabb either. I felt like he was Bonds in the crunch. When we needed him the most, he was Bonds. My man threw up. He threw up. After he threw up, I stopped liking him.
Hey,
that's why everybody.
I ain't gonna sell it. Him selling the soul to Chunky Campbell soup to get his mama in commercial.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl, we should have won that Super Bowl. But now I was tripping.
You can be mad. You can be mad at somebody doing that in the Super Bowl, but you don't have to hate him to the point where you're like, look at the body of work he did for our team. Though
you gotta respect him, but
I ain't throwing no salt on my man's name, except for the way he be talking about all our other quarterbacks. Like they ain't like that for real. Like
just about to
everybody, he be hating on every quarterback that we get. Other than that, you feel what I'm saying? What he did as an Eagles quarterback, you feel what I'm saying? Like he cool. But Donovan McNabb now, man, he can kick rocks and blow fucking bubbles.
There's a dichotomy. Here's a dichotomy of Donovan McNabb, though, right? That season where he went to the Super Bowl, he was the first quarterback ever to throw over 30 touchdown passes and under 10 interceptions in a season. He was the first quarterback to ever do that. But you see that comment that just went up there and said dirt passes. That's absolutely true about him too. He be throwing that shit in the dirt. That's why his fucking completion percentage is like 59%.
We ain't gonna trip like McNabb. We ain't gonna trip like they gave McNabb a whole lot to work with either. It's like, bro,
True.
He did the best with what he could. He was throwing
like they had none of
like Freddie Mitchell and Ronnie Brown and dudes like that. And he still was getting to the NFC Championship every year. So McNabb did what he was supposed to do. He didn't take
a
us
defense
over.
back in those days too. Our
defense. I don't want to hear none of that. You got T.O. on, you got a dog on the other side. You got a dog that eat puppies on the other side. He was running down there on a broken leg and was killing them. He was giving them crazy work.
And he ran T.O. out of the building. Like you should have
3 straight NFC championships before T.O.
Johnny was a hater. At the end of the day, Johnny was a hater.
All right, now I got a question for you then. If we were the Bills and we actually went to all those Super Bowls and we lost all of them, would you be more mad or would you be more proud that we did that?
I'd be pissed.
This would be a whole different conversation.
That's the crazy shit, because we're talking about actually being more successful, but us being more mad at what happened. We saying we making all these NFC Championships games, but we actually made to the Super Bowl and lost the Super Bowl. Now we more upset.
Man, like y'all couldn't get one. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, that was like, oh man. Every year you're like, oh, we're gonna do it this year. No, we didn't do it.
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna trip like
no. And then T.O. come like,
we ain't gonna trip like McNabb was a bummer. So McNabb was a dog. He was a dog. Y'all just don't like the personality wise.
Best quarterback in English history.
He was a dog.
Where you guys rank him at? I say he's his third best. And he's behind Jalen Hurts and Randall Cunningham.
Yeah, I'll go
behind Jalen already. Yeah, y'all was crazy. Y'all right.
Go BG crazy.
Because he's better than him.
I'm serious. I'm not even joking right now. He's behind Jalen Hurts and Randall Cunningham.
He's not as a passer.
Yeah, Donovan and Michael Vick.
His best season, he scored 31 touchdowns. Jalen just did that last season. What are we talking about?
But it wasn't really no pass. When they played, it wasn't a passing league like it is now.
Yeah, and again, he had James Thrash, Todd Pinkston, and Freddie Mitchell, and just to name a few.
For real. They did.
You know why I can't say that is because Peyton Manning comes into the league, is throwing for 4,000 yards every single season.
Every single season.
Every season.
Peyton's
it was quarterbacks that was
my
doing
favorite
it.
quarterback of all time. I think Peyton's to go.
Tom Brady was not doing it till like his.
Quarterbacks that was doing it, but that wasn't the league. Like it was quarterbacks.
Tom Brady was
like
not doing it till like his fourth or fifth season.
Like that was throwing for like a lot of yards, but
Tom Brady wasn't even allowed to call his own plays in year 5.
Yeah. Tom Brady wasn't doing that till like year 4 or 5. So yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all fellas have a good night, man.
You too, man. Love your energy, man.
All right, man. Y'all be sick.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. Like, who's your best? Who's your favorite? There's going to be a little bit of bias in whatever you like. It's like what you like. What you think makes the quarterback the best. What do you think makes the quarterback, that man? For me, like I said, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning's the GOAT of all time. Like, he was a GOAT like in college, and he just continued that throughout the pros. Even his first year, like you said, every year 4,000 yards, even when it wasn't a passing league, like he was the man. Peyton dropped dimes all over, but he wasn't athletic at all. He was the slowest turtle on the football field ever. You know what I'm saying? Like he had no athleticism at all.
He used all his other stuff to his advantage, like his brain and I mean, it's like, bro, there's a million ways to skin a cat. Like you don't gotta be athletic to be a good football player. Drew Brees wasn't athletic and he was small. All that little hands. This dude was throwing for 5,000 yards damn near every season. Like, bro, like I mean, it's just you just work with what you can, bro. Like it's like we
Nick Foles, the greatest quarterback, Eagles quarterback. Hey, I was there in the stands when Nick threw that 7 touchdown game. I was there sitting next to Nick crazy. That was an amazing game. My daughter took a picture with Deshaun Jackson's mom that game, and it was awesome. That was like one of the best Eagles.
I just hate Riley Cooper was a part of that. That's the only thing I hate.
But Nick, you gotta give Nick in terms of being an
Riley
Eagles
Cooper scored
quarterback.
like 3
Nick's
times
up
that
there
game.
too. Like
Right,
Nick didn't
right.
lose that much as an Eagle. You think about it, you can look at his whole career and be like, "Oh yeah, Nick freaking didn't win that many games," but as an Eagle, he did pretty damn good.
Didn't he have that one crazy season? It was like 24 or 27 touchdowns, like 2 interceptions or something like
Yeah,
that?
2 interceptions, 27 touchdowns. Yeah, that was the same year he threw that 7 in that one game.
That was the year when D-Jack and Macklin and Shady was going off.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
It's like Aaron Rodgers.
They gave him, and then we gave him to the Rams, and then we got Sam Sleeves.
Yeah,
and
we
then
got
like, no, we made a mistake.
Traded up for Bradford, like what?
Right.
Yeah, Peyton Manning came into the league throwing 20 plus. No, he was 16 and 16 his rookie year. 16 touchdowns.
No, his first 3 years, he threw over 20. I think his first 3 years.
His first year he was 16 and 16. You can look it up. He was 16 passing touchdowns, 16 interceptions in first year.
Well, it was the year after that. I know he
still 4,000 yards. That's the point I'm making. Even when he was making mistakes, he was still throwing dimes.
I don't think so, BJ. He wasn't putting up numbers like that at the beginning.
I don't think Peyton Manning has a year where he didn't throw 4,000 yards.
Peyton Manning was horrible his first 3 years in the league.
He was 16 and 16, 4,000 yards.
Nah, his second year they were like 13 and 3.
No, it wasn't.
I want to check that. Let me look for that right now. Peyton Manning, hold on.
Because they ain't get good until after they traded Marshall Faulk, and then that's when Edger James came.
Yeah, Edger
that's
James,
when they got good.
That's another one. That's another name we forgot to mention earlier.
Edger James in there.
It flipped. His first year he threw like over 20 interceptions, and then the second year, like a switch came on or something. He wasn't horrible.
14 Pro Bowls, 7 All Pros. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, what did he do in his second year?
I'm looking at the stats right now.
I think it was his first 2 to 3
Yeah,
years.
his first. What was it? Okay, yeah, it says his first year in 1998. He did 26 touchdowns and 28 interceptions.
Yeah, see, I knew it was one of them years.
Yeah, what did he do in his second year?
But what was his yards though? It's 3,700 yards. So not his first year, but every year after that, except for in 2005, every year after that, he threw over 4,000 yards.
Yeah. Wait, what was his touchdown, the interception in his second year?
Second year was 26 and 15.
Yeah.
Third year was 33, 15.
He was throwing hella picks for like the first 3 years.
But year 2, year 3, he only had 15 picks. That's not that bad. He only had
10 less picks.
He only had 2 years where he threw 20 plus interceptions.
He threw 10 less picks and he still had 15 though. That's a lot of
But out of all those years, he only had 2 years where he threw 20 plus interceptions.
You want to talk about his brother? Shit, I was on a rant about his brother.
Right.
Most of the time, he only had like 10 interceptions. Hey, man.
I mean, Eli got 2 rings though, man. Like,
yeah, he do. Can't take that.
Can't take that away from him. He got like 2 rings, bro. Like, damn. All the other years he was horrible, but them 2 Super Bowl years he was cooking.
Man, if David Tyree
in 2 years,
if David Tyree didn't catch that pass with his helmet, he wouldn't have had that. He wouldn't have had that Super Bowl.
He played for what, 18, 16 years? What, 18?
Who?
I think it was 6.
Eli.
I thought it was 16.
Eli's 16,
Right?
right?
Yeah, 2004, I think.
He only won a playoff game in 2 of those 16 years. And those were the Super Bowl years.
Yeah, that's cool. I take that though.
That's horrible. Stop it.
I'll take that.
You guys think Eli's a Hall of Famer?
I'll take that.
No. Because of what I just said.
I don't know why y'all be trying to crush Eli, bro. Eli wasn't them horrible quarterback.
He wasn't horrible.
He better than a lot of quarterbacks today.
I'll ask you one question. You can ask every Eagles fan this. You can ask it about Tom Brady. You can ask about Drew Brees. You can ask about Peyton Manning. You can ask about Aaron Rodgers. You can ask about Brett Favre. When Eli Manning came to town, were you afraid like you were those other quarterbacks when he came to town?
No.
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 He ain't no Hall of Famer.
But for winning,
but I wasn't afraid of. I wasn't
Like,
afraid. I
he
wasn't
ain't
afraid
beat
of Eli
us.
for no other reason.
He
There's a
ain't
whole
beat us.
other reason.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but the team
We
beat us.
wanted to kill. We wanted to
It
kill
wasn't just the
Eli
Eli
because
thing.
you know he
Yes.
played for the ops. We wasn't afraid of him. No, you didn't have to.
All
You
those
didn't.
other
But
quarterbacks, Hall of
look though,
Famers.
look though. Even with the
Like,
Peyton thing, right? We praised him for like everything he did, but in all reality, Peyton Manning was a turnover machine. I'm looking at these interceptions, bro. This is horrible. Like he was a
but
he was double
What are
digit
you
interceptions
talking about,
every year
turnover?
except one.
But that's what
And the
happens
one
when
that
you
he
throw the
didn't
ball
look
56 times a
though.
game.
Look
yeah.
though. And the one day he didn't go over double digits, he had 9 interceptions. It's like, bro, Peyton Manning was turning that pill over.
Mhm.
He was turning that pill over.
But you can't overshadow 14 Pro Bowls, 7 All Pros, 2 Super
You
Bowls,
can't.
5 AP
He did his
MVPs.
thing. I'm just saying, like,
You
if
know,
you go
like
look at the numbers, you know how we look. You know how we look at Peyton Manning as like this methodical quarterback that just never make mistakes and stuff like that. He was turning that pill over. He had 19. He had 20
Those
something
games
interceptions
that
one
Peyton
year.
threw like
He
double
had
interceptions, he
19.
threw like 500
And all the
yards and
rest of
3
them, he was damn
touchdowns
near
too.
touching 15. Like he was throwing a lot of interceptions. I ain't even peep situation.
Yeah, but how many touchdown passes he's thrown? How many touchdowns to how many interceptions? Well, he's throwing
No, he
like
was throwing a lot of touchdowns. Like,
how many? What's his touchdown interception ratio?
Remember that
Is
year
it
in
elite?
2013, he threw 55 touchdowns.
To how many? To like 10 interceptions?
10 interceptions.
That was crazy. Because I think he had Marvin
And then
Harrison,
in
he had
2004,
Reggie
49
Wayne, and he had
touchdowns and 10
Stokely.
interceptions.
They all almost had 1,000 yards. If not, they
Peyton
did.
had some years, man.
Yo,
bro, I'm about to go down the list. Hold on. All right, this from this from 1998 to 2010, right? So 28 is first year, 15 second year, 15 third year, 23 fourth year, 19 fifth year, 10 10 10 10 9, 14 12, 14 12, 16 17. He was throwing that pill away. Oh my God!
Compared to everybody
like
else,
over
though, that was
30
good.
touchdown passes every year, though.
Oh, that's wild. But he was throwing hella touchdowns though. But
Just
that's
like
wild.
Brett
Though.
Favre's a Hall of Famer, right? And Brett Favre
Yeah, I was about to say that. Brett Favre.
Yeah, he was. He didn't care.
He was a turnover machine, bro.
You look at Elway's numbers too. Elway's a turnover machine. I was like, damn, Elway. Shit. When I looked at his numbers. And Marino too. Marino was throwing a lot of interceptions too.
Yeah, Marino was giving that.
All those guys that threw the ball, like for anybody that throw the ball that much is gonna have more turnovers. Period.
Yeah, I think it's like a basketball player. Like the more times you like take chances, assists, and stuff like that, more turnovers you get.
And that's why Jalen might not ever throw for 5,000 yards because you don't need to. At the same time, like he's not gonna ever have that many turnovers, man. That's not what he do. He's not a turnover machine. You know, like he's pretty smart when he goes to football. And last year he was throwing dimes all year long, like just ridiculous dimes.
One thing about Jalen, if he don't see something, he taking off.
Hell
That's
yeah.
why I don't turn the ball over that much. He be out.
I think
now imagine if Peyton had legs. If he had some agility with the legs and he threw like that, that would be a ridiculous quarterback. Like that would be like a quarterback.
I think the young boy over there. I think the young boy over there in Indianapolis, he gonna be a dog, a little kid.
Richardson, yeah, he's gonna be a monster.
You know why I say he's gonna be a dog? Cause he got Steichen over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gonna bring kind of that same offense they ran with Jalen his first 2 years. It's like he could thrive in it. One read, see it, get out of there. A lot of run pass options and stuff like that. I feel like he's gonna have a solid rookie season.
Dang, do you really think he's only had one good year? And that is the argument I do have with the Eagles community. He's not only had one good year.
Yeah.
To me, he's had 3 good years.
He's had 16 touchdown passes.
He had one
great year.
Yeah, one
great year. But that year, first year starting, that was a good year. For what he had, the weapons he had, what he had around him as a team, and first year quarterback, that was a good year.
How is 16 passing touchdowns and 10 rushing touchdowns a bad season?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Random language.
No, that comment is funny. I had to click on it. Yeah.
Which one?
I got you.
The fuck you do the rock line. Yeah.
Why they mad at Peyton? We do.
I don't know. Peyton's a goat. To me, he's a goat.
Oh my God. I ain't never met nobody that ain't like Peyton Manning. Yo, I don't know what's going on right now.
Because he's like the one guy. He changed the whole quarterbacking. He was the first one calling his own plays. Like he were getting offensive coordinator, head coach jobs, and they were trash on other teams because he was calling the plays the whole time. They were just using his name to go get other jobs, man.
Yeah.
Go. I remember when Tom Brady asked, and Belichick was like, "No, you can't get it yet." And then the next year, after Brady won that Super Bowl, then he started letting him call his own plays. Like, what? Y'all late.
Man. Peyton Manning was a dog, but you already know you know who his hurt was. It was Tom Brady. He couldn't beat the Patriots for a long time. It was like Jordan versus the Detroit Pistons. He couldn't beat them for a long time.
It's like
he finally got them that 1 year, and that's the year they won the Super Bowl.
Because I'm a huge Reggie Miller fan. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan and Patrick Ewing, Reggie would have like 6 rings.
Yeah. A lot of people would have had rings with Jordan.
Bastards.
He blocked Barkley from rings. He blocked all the greats from rings. Only reason Houston won is because Jordan one of them.
I like that. Speaking on that, how you think Steichen's gonna do without Hurts? And you said Richardson, you guys are really high on them, but Steichen might not look as good. I don't know, man. I'm on that whole grass is not greener on the other side thing with this coaching thing. Like, I want to see. He said everything, decided to say everything I want to hear from him. I still got to see it. And that's something I got to see. Because, Gannon still, we still have, one of the best defenses ever. As much as we hate Gannon and how he wasn't the best situational defensive coordinator, he still brought us the best Eagles defense we've ever seen. Ever.
I'm just saying the pick made sense because of, him and Hurts got kind of the same traits. Like they real athletic. They can throw the football, and the offense kind of suit him. So it's like that's why I feel like he going. And then he got a dog back there at running back, so that's gonna take a whole lot of pressure off him too. Jonathan Teller back there running the rock. So I feel like you're gonna have a solid season. The coach always had a solid defense. It's just now not making too many mistakes, not turning the ball over too much, and I feel like he's gonna have a solid season. And I feel like he really fit that offense. So it's kind of a win-win. You leave Jalen Hurts, and you get a dude that's kind of like the same type player. It's like, why wouldn't he be able to work with this dude?
But you don't have the number one offense line in the league. You don't have the number one defense.
But the coach online is top 5 though. They sturdy.
Yeah, he's got good receivers too. Michael Pittman Jr. is a good player.
USC baby love.
Alec Pierce is all right. I watched him last season. He had a lot of touchdowns.
He went a lot of jump balls and stuff like that.
They got what's his name, Josh Downs out of North Carolina. He's going.
Oh yeah, they did get Downs. Oh yeah, they gonna have a solid little receiving court over there. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you said they got the running back, so they got talent around him to support him. And I think they got him specifically so he'll be able to mentor, or not mentor, but he's the quarterback in to a new system. So, but like Chris Ballard said, I was watching an interview with him on the Pat McAfee, so he said that it's going to be rough at the start. So as far as touchdowns, interceptions, you probably gonna see some interceptions. You're probably gonna see let's say 20 passing touchdowns and 15 interceptions, something like that, 15, 16, something like that.
So
or maybe even less passing touchdowns, maybe 16.
You guys think is going to have the best year this year? You saying Richardson?
You said rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
No, I got Bryce Young.
I think it's going to be what's his name? Ohio State quarterback.
CJ Stroud.
I think it's gonna be Stroud.
I think Stroud is going to be like the best passer out of all three of them.
Where'd Stroud go again?
He went to the Texans.
Texas, yeah.
And Texas,
Got,
you know who their coach is now?
Texas gonna ball out, man. They got the ball.
Oh yeah, D'Amico Ryans. Yeah.
So their defense going
back
this
year, man.
Their defense gonna be sturdy, and they went up and got Will Anderson. So their defense gonna be sturdy. It's just I think Stroud he's gonna do a great job this year.
And you guys want to know another reason why I say this whole strength of schedule thing is kind of BS, because some of the crappy teams are going to be really good this year, and some of the really good teams aren't going to be as good this year. You know, if they do that strength of schedule off of last year, like the Jets. I think the Jets are going to be fucking awesome this year. I think the Texans are definitely going to be a lot better this year. Like there's some teams that are out there that got some young talent that I think that's really going to help. I think the Jaguars are going to be good this year again.
I think they're overrated actually.
Yeah.
They won against They won against the Chargers. How do they win against the Chargers? Because the Chargers couldn't score nothing in the second half.
27-point lead. They came back.
It's Dougie P though. Come on, guys. Dougie P won the championship, baby. We got the statue of Dougie P out front. We got the statue of Dougie P out front. Dougie P was coming raw, and I knew Dougie P. If you give Dougie P a quarterback, he can win some football games. And Sunshine. No one really liked Sunshine. And I was a little bit of a hater his last year at college and then his first year in the pros, but he didn't have a coach. But I think Ridley coming back with him this year, and like they had some good players, they just didn't have a quarterback. Man, they're like the Jets. They didn't have a quarterback, and I think Sunshine is a good quarterback. He showed that last year.
The Jaguars was hard to deal with this year for a lot of teams.
And they always got a good defense. They picked both of those linebackers up last year. Remember, they picked up both linebackers. Everybody wanted. What was the two linebacker name again last year? Damn it.
But Devin Lloyd,
Devin Lloyd, and
they got the other
Christian
one
Harris went to
Wyoming.
The other one.
They got the other boy from Wyoming. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah, and they got some bulls over there. Like the running backs, ETN and the other
Tank
dude.
Dell. Tank Dell. They just drafted. Mm-hmm. You know why I say that? It's because that's a weak ass division. You got the Colts. Who else you got in that division? Who else in that division?
Oh,
the Colts, the Texans. Colts, Texans, and who else?
Colts, Jags, Texans, and
Steelers?
Dolphins, I think. No, Dolphins not in there.
Nah. Was it the AFC North? Right? No. AFC
South? I think that's the AFC South.
AFC South. It's Texans, Colts, Jags, and why are we missing one?
Is it the Dolphins?
It's a weak team, though.
No, I think the Dolphins is in the Patriots.
Nah, NFC East.
Let's see.
I mean, my bad. AFC East.
Titans.
Yeah, Titans. Titans never do anything in the playoffs. They're not going to. The Jags, when they get to the playoffs, right? Who are they going to face with the quarterbacks? They're going to face either Burrow, Mahomes, Allen,
Josh Allen,
Lamar. See what I mean? Like,
I mean, they beat Herbert last year.
That doesn't count. Stop saying that. It doesn't count. That doesn't. I refuse to believe that counts. You come in with a 4 touchdown. That doesn't count. And the Chargers never win in the playoffs either. Chargers are always chokers. So you see what I'm saying? Like when they're gonna do everything in the regular season because they're in a weak ass division. They're with the teams on the come up, right? They're gonna get to the playoffs, and then somebody's just gonna stonewall them. And it's going to be like that probably for the next 4 or 5 seasons with all these young quarterbacks who have teams that surround them. Because he's in his 3rd season now.
Yeah,
he's not winning
like
the
that.
Super Bowl the next.
Yeah, Bigsby, not Tank Bigsby. Yeah,
I agree with this too. What Deion said best. Look at the quarterback to both parents, and the defense. You look at parents, homes. The single parents, angry kids out there. Like, that's how it is. You need some dogs on defense. You don't want people that don't respect rules. They want to just go out there and kill people. In offense, you need those smart-minded people. Whatever.
Yeah, Dion crazy for that though.
Yeah, I love that one. That was a good quote.
Oh, what y'all feel about Will Levis since we said the Titans?
Will Levis. I feel like they did the young and dirty over there. That was crazy.
Yeah, what's his name? Willis.
Malik Willis. Yeah, they did him
How you
dirty.
go draft another quarterback this year?
They did him dirty, bro. They didn't even give this dude no time to grow. Y'all didn't have nothing around him but Derrick Henry. It's like,
and you still got Tannehill fighting for the spot.
Yeah,
you know, like even this year, Tannehill's like, I'm going to be the starter. Like, really? Like, if you're going, why are you drafting a whole nother quarterback? You still got Tannehill.
I feel like they did Willis dirty, bro. That was horrible.
We got drafted in the third round. Willis got drafted in the third round.
Man, they did him dirty, bro.
Then
And
they
I don't even
drafted a
think
second.
Levis, like, in all honesty, me watching Levis, I don't think he's that better than Willis. Like, he could pass a little bit, but he
I didn't think you were good enough to draft him. That's for sure. I thought you should at least went and added more talent around.
Yeah, they gave some wide receivers to work with, something like that.
It's about how much talent you got on your roster. It doesn't matter your quarterback really anymore.
I mean, the Titans are
You need a
dumpster
good
fire.
quarterback. You don't need a great quarterback to win. Like, you don't need good quarterbacks to win Super Bowls. Think of how many shitty quarterbacks won Super Bowls. You know, Brad Smith, freaking Joe Flacco, freaking.
That's true,
you know?
but I don't want to have a Brad Smith and they got a Patrick Mahomes.
If you had a Brad Smith defense, you can have whatever you want. You had a Joe Flacco.
Trent Dilfer got a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer got Super Bowl just from handling the football.
Trent Dilfer, yes.
Trent Dilfer used to throw the ball like 8 times a game, bro.
Like we said,
I'm not comfortable bringing a Brad Smith to a gunfight.
Yeah, man. So it's like it doesn't matter. Like for me, like that's why I don't really put the Super Bowl quarterback together. It's like, yeah, you can say Tom Brady got the most Super Bowls, but it's like that's the team sport. That's a team award, man. There's so many legends that are great at quarterbacking that I think are even better than Tom Brady at quarterbacking, but don't have the Super Bowl because the teams are better. You know, even last year with the Eagles, like Jalen Hurts played a great game, but our team was better. I think it was fixed, to be honest, but you know, I don't know. Our defense were number one, our offense was number one, and then they still beat us. That's horrible.
It's the same thing as the 2004 Super Bowl. Like if we watched that Super Bowl, you saw a Pro Bowler.
Hey, we broke the record that year for most Pro Bowlers. We had like all of our starters in the Pro Bowl that year. And last year was kind of like that too.
What we lose this game? Like,
yeah, it wasn't real. It was surreal. That's how I know this year we're gonna win it. Like we're a better team. I think overall better team this year. So I'm looking for us to go ahead and get that bag this year. But yeah, we had 2 hours and a half. Yeah, I'm good if you guys are good. Like we can wrap this one up. It was a great show, guys. Shout out to all you guys.
We gotta get this jump back up and running, man.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? It's getting closer. We're gonna get Birds on the Line back up. I know it's been a while since me and Trey did it, but we've been off schedule for a little bit, so that's the one reason. And you know, we're gonna get it back going though. I love Birds on the Line because I like hearing what everybody else has to say about it too. You know, I'm always gonna have my opinion. Like y'all ain't gonna ever change my shit, but you know, it's good to hear other people's side of it too.
I hate your opinions, man.
I know you do. But that's why we flow so well, because you have some ridiculous takes too. And I just
my takes,
I just don't talk football, y'all.
You
ain't talking football, Trey. If you say anything disrespectful to Jalen Hurts, you ain't talking no football.
You was crazy though if you think Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on.
I know Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes going into this year.
Come on, man.
Going into this year, you know Patrick Mahomes stealing, right? And
He's
you don't know Hurts stealing. Going into this year, Jalen had a better year than Patty Mahomes. How many games did Patty Mahomes lose last year? How many interceptions did Patty Mahomes throw last year? And how many rushing yards did Patty Mahomes have? If you answer those questions, you'll see why I say Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Patty Mahomes. Now, I get it, the legacy. Oh, I got 2 Super Bowls. I got a couple MVPs. Okay, you give it to me.
Bro, his first year starting, he threw 50 touchdown passes.
I don't care. When you throw the ball 50 times, I want you guys to do this. For you guys that like the Patty Mahomes, I want you guys to do this. Project Jalen Hurts' numbers out if he threw the ball 60 times a game. Off of last year. Project Jalen throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game like Patty Mahomes does. Project it out.
That's where I got
I promise you he has 5,000 yards. I promise you he has the same amount of touchdowns.
When we made the playoffs that first year, we threw the ball, and then we said we were throwing the ball too much, and then we had to start running the ball.
His first year, yes. Last year, I said project his numbers last year out. If Jalen did throw the ball, he doesn't have to. See, that's the thing. He doesn't have to throw the ball because he runs the ball deadly too. So he doesn't have to. Patty has to throw the ball. That's their offense. Andy Reid has to throw the ball. That's what he does. He's a mastermind for the passing game. Like Jalen don't have to do it. But he can dominate both sides.
Here's how I know you're actually looking at the player Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna ask you this question.
Hey, like I said, what does this say? Did this say Patty Mahomes is the best quarterback in the pocket? Or did it say Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the pocket?
Because Patrick Mahomes makes off-schedule plays and then makes plays outside of the pocket.
He's the best backyard football player ever.
All the time.
Who cares?
He can throw off any platform, bro. It's like, it's crazy.
Jalen, what throw Jalen threw off all platforms last year too?
He could throw a Patrick Mahomes.
He didn't throw on his side where they put in Madden, where it's like he's horizontal with the ground and throw it in the guy's face and smack the guy in the face. He can't throw. I didn't see that.
He can't throw every throw that I'm not a hater though. You act like I'm hating on Patty Mahomes. He is 1B. Okay, guys. He's 1B. He's 1B. Okay?
Crazy,
Patty's 1B. I'm a low-key Chiefs fan because of Patty and Kelsey and Andy. But the Eagles and Jalen Hurts is better than all of them. So that's my vote. And Patty Mahomes.
You're telling me if you put Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles right now.
Number two. Like number 2 is still good. Right?
If you put Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles right now, how many touchdown passes you got him throwing for in the season?
I'd say he had more passing yards, but he wouldn't be as impactful in the game.
Now, how many passing touchdowns do you think he'll throw?
More, but he's not. He would be throw. If we had Patty Mahomes, go throw the ball 50, 60 times a game
and get like 50 touchdown passes.
But that takes away from our whole strategy. The reason why the Eagles are so dangerous because you can't stop either one. We're not just a passing team. We're rushing in a passing team. We're a balanced football team, and Jalen Hurts is a balanced threat at quarterback.
All right, so
you got to worry about both.
All right, look,
do you remember
last year?
Look, bro.
This ain't 7-on-7.
Look, and I want you to keep it a buck, BG. Like, please don't just be a homer right now.
Okay.
We talking all honesty.
All honesty.
You feel like Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes? All honesty, bro.
Yes. Is he a better thrower?
Go ahead, BG. Go ahead.
If you want to break quarterback down to one asset, like throwing the football, man, come on. Patty does things no one ever even done. Like, he's on a whole nother level. I'm not going to lie. But in terms of overall quarterback, yeah, Jalen's better.
Overall quarterback, he's an overall quarterback, period. Like, this dude, he can kill you from the pocket. He can kill you on the move. He can run.
Nah, he don't really kill you anyway. Don't worry about Patty Mahomes right now.
What?
Okay, I have a simple question for you.
What is Patty Mahomes' most rushing yards Patty even had in the season? Let me look up Patty.
Nah, you're not looking at him as a player, though. You're not looking at him as a player. You're looking at his yards. If you watch Patrick Mahomes' game, he does not just stand there in the pocket, right? The great thing about his game is he's able to be he's agile and he can.
And I give him that. That's why he's number 2 or 1B. It's for the off-schedule stuff that he does that no one else can do. I'm giving you his love on that. Like, come on. He still threw 12 interceptions.
Like Twiz just said, I give you Burrow and Hurts. That argument could go either way. But Patrick Mahomes is like
This
No.
You got like both of their things
the level
combined.
of quarterback he's playing is way different than anybody I've ever seen for real, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Look at his attempts. Go look at Patty Mahomes' attempts and tell me Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball 650 damn times a year. That's because he can't, because he don't need to. So you can never ever throw that. If you're throwing the ball more, of course you're gonna have more passing yards. That's just common sense.
Wait, what's so Jalen Hurts is at like what 450 attempts?
I didn't think he threw it for that many times.
The Chiefs defense was
the most yards
horrible,
Patrick Mahomes ever ran. Like Jalen, his 2 years got more yards than Patrick ever run his whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years he's been playing. Jalen done way more rushing yards and way more rushing touchdowns than that in his first year. Like he had that stats.
Patrick Mahomes got what, like 3 MVPs?
He got 1,500 yards in 6 years,
Super Bowl
and 12 touchdowns in 6 years of football.
Like,
bro, and Jalen Hurts smokes that shit.
The resumes don't match up, BJ. It's like
it does. And you're right, it don't match up. Patty's just talking about passing the ball, and Jalen's passing in.
The resumes don't match up, BJ. He got well, he been in the league with this.
He's a better leader, Trey. Come on now.
6 years.
Okay.
He's on what? 6 years coming up.
Andy Reid runs the team. Jalen runs the
Eagles. 3 Super Bowl appearances, bro. He won 2 of them. He got what? 3 MVPs.
You got the greatest coach of all time on your. Come on now. You guys are really slighting the whole fact that Jalen
He's got 3 Super Bowl appearances in 5 seasons.
Yeah, he got 3 Super Bowl appearances in 5 seasons. And he won 2 of them.
He said if he threw the ball 6 more times, no, obviously that's telling you not, because Jalen don't throw picks like that.
Resumes don't match up, BJ.
Like, they don't, because he had more.
Well, if you look at
we know Patty's stealing. We know he's the most magician of the football, but we don't know Jalen's stealing. And if he takes another step, he's the best quarterback ever to play the game.
What?
How do you get better than him? You know? If he takes another league like he did last year, the best quarterback ever, hands down, is what I'm saying. If he takes
Patrick Mahomes is already a Hall of Famer, bro.
Yeah,
Hall of
already
Famer
a Hall of Famer.
I'm telling you. Write it down. Jalen Hurts is already a Hall of Famer.
Oh my Lord!
With 1 All-Pro.
Come on, BJ.
One Pro Bowl, 1 All-Pro.
2 Pro Bowls.
2.
Come on.
He's a Pro Bowl alternate his first year. Come on. Hey. Is that you're projecting that's what we're talking about right now? Yeah, he is going to be the best quarterback of all time. I am projecting that. But like I'm saying, I'm just saying, how many records does Patty have compared to Jalen?
A lot.
None.
We ain't got to talk about records. The dude got.
Does he already have like 200 passing touchdowns?
Super Bowl rings and 3 MVPs in 5 years, bro. Like, come on.
Does he already have 200 passing touchdowns?
He might
like already.
Let me see.
He's still close to 50, like his first 4 years in the league.
He got 192 passing touchdowns. Last year he had 41. The year before 37, 38, 26, 50 his second year.
That's not even including the.
No, he's already on a downslope.
So he's over 200.
Patty peaked out his second year. Okay, he peaked out his second year, and then he went downhill till last year. So he ain't nothing. Jalen's on the ascend. He's on
his first year as a full starter. He won MVP. His first year as a full starter.
It took Aaron Rodgers how many years to throw 50 touchdown passes? What it take him like he was in the league at least 8 years, 9 years
until he won an MVP. Like 600 times though. Come on, 600 times.
Passes the 10,000 passing yards.
Let me see.
10,000 passing yards, 200 passing touchdowns, and
we're not hating on Jalen, BG. We
y'all hating him, okay? Because he's not 2. He's number 1. Y'all hating on him. Let y'all say he's number 1.
We just trying to tell you his levels to this.
You don't understand the totality of football. I just look at the arm.
It's just like when Aaron Rodgers. It's just like when Aaron Rodgers was at his range. Now, couldn't nobody touch that dude? Aaron Rodgers was crazy. Pat Mahomes on that kind of run right now.
But with the Super Bowls.
With the Super Bowls.
Let's see how many times Jalen threw the ball here.
It's probably like 450.
Where's his stats at?
He had 2,000-yard receivers, so he was passing the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ's getting like 17 yards a catch, something like that, or 15, something crazy.
He averaged like 15, I think.
In 2020, he had 150 passing attempts. In 2021, he had 432. And last year, with his great year, he only had 460. He had like 300 less time, but he had 3,700 yards. He had like, what are you guys talking about? He had like 300 less passes.
No, that's 150. So 450 to 600, that's 150. All right.
No, 460 compared to like, okay, 6. How many did I say Patty had? He had
600.
670 something.
670?
Wow. To throw the ball that much. That's crazy.
All right, never mind.
I don't think it's
we did have that Colts game where he threw 63 passes. It was ridiculous.
63 passes in one game is crazy, bro.
See, he had 648 to Jalen Hurts 460.
So around 200 more throws. Yeah, so I can see that.
But only has how many more yards? He had 5,250 to 3,700. That's about right.
1,500 yards.
He gonna say
but I'm saying, like, he's more. He had 12 interceptions to Jalen's what?
Jalen
6?
7, right?
6.
But how many fumbles Jalen had? We had like 5, right? Like 5 fumbles.
Yeah.
But we're not even talking about any of his rushing stuff and how many times Patty fumbled. He fumbled too. What are you talking about?
Well, how many?
How many
like
fumbles
3?
Patty got? Since you're gonna make me look at it, I'm gonna look at how many fumbles Patty got now.
Like 3 or 4?
Y'all want to add his rushing into it.
Yeah, he said Burrow threw 60 times in his second NFL game.
Pat Mahomes got 14 fumbles. He had 5 fumbles last year.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, 5 fumbles.
5 fumbles last year. 4 the year before, 2 the year before that, 1 and 2.
So that's 16 turnovers.
He got 14 total fumbles.
All right, so last year Patrick Mahomes had 16 turnovers, and Jalen Hurts had 6 interceptions, and how many fumbles?
I'm going back to Jalen right now. Hold on, let's see.
Jalen had at least 5 that I think.
Jalen had
at least 5
last year. Jalen had 6 interceptions, and where's his fumbles? Okay, 5 fumbles.
Yeah,
5. So that's mind you, he didn't start all the games too. So
yeah,
so that's.
But some of those fumbles weren't even Jalen's fault. They're like Kelsey bad snaps and stuff. So
and he fumbled in the Super Bowl. That was his fault.
Ain't gonna talk about that.
Ain't gonna talk about that one.
Hey, who had a better Super Bowl, Jalen or Patty?
Jalen did.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, thank you.
Nah, I'm sorry, Patrick.
Statistically,
Patrick Mahomes had an 80% completion percentage, like 5 touchdowns or 4 or 5 passing.
Like he didn't even throw for over 200 yards in that game.
Yeah, he only had like.
Did he need to?
He didn't really need to. Yeah, no. But
you completing 80% of your passes.
Jalen snapped.
What's it? 66.3. And what was Jalen? Jalen is 62.3. That's not far off. Okay, like I said, Jalen, we already said it. We already agreed that Jalen's the best quarterback, so we don't need to talk.
You talking about we? You agree?
Jalen do got youth over him though. He's 3 years younger than him.
Yeah.
But the fact, you know what I'm saying? But even look at that. 1 year Jalen rushing is like all of Patty's 6 years. So, and he's had done it like 3 years in a row. So you got to add that into the equation and how dynamic. Like Patty's not pulling no linebackers. Patty's not changing the way defenses are playing. Jalen is.
He definitely pulling linebackers because they're running the West Coast offense. So I mean, but they weren't even running the football that much. But you just gotta respect Mahomes anywhere on the football field. Like it's just crazy. Like you got to.
He
You
can
gotta stay
throw.
disciplined.
He can be on this part of the field and then throw it all the way on the other side of the field.
Different.
In rhythm.
Listen,
like,
I said he's the best backyard football playing quarterback in the league. Like, come on, guys. I'm giving him love. He's 1B. For sure.
I would say this about Jalen Hurts though. It's like he's like Cam Newton and Russell Wilson combined. Because he has the rushing aspect of Cam Newton to where you can't stop Cam Newton near the goal line. And he has the escapability of Russell Wilson to where he's a little bit slender, but he's thick, he's big.
Jalen had a lot of last year too off the run. You know, what the off schedule plays. He's got a lot of off schedule plays.
No, he did.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson can too.
We're not trying to slight. We're not trying to slight Jalen, BG. We just saying like he's not a. I don't think he at this point in his career he's a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Maybe
and that's arguable. Like I said, I can understand people that want to argue Mahomes. I respect you guys. I'm just saying Jalen's the best, and you're gonna see it this year.
You say Jalen is better than Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, this year
right now.
Like right now, yes. I'd rather have Jalen than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers looked suspect last year without Devontae Adams.
That's true, but this is a bad Green Bay year.
Yeah, his team was just purple.
And that's the luxury Jalen got is he gets to play with dogs. Like you're not gonna see Jalen with not good receivers as long as he's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like he got that luxury. So he didn't get the coach's luxury, but he got the player skill position luxury. You know, because he did have Devontae his first year. You know, he does have AJ and Devontae now moving forward. And, you know, so it's like you're never going to see him not have a good passing year, you know, from here on out. So he's lucky in that aspect, I will say. But, you know, everything is balanced, you know. Like I said, that's a huge thing. Nick Sirianni to Andy Reid, like, really, are we really making that comparison at all? Thinking who has really an advantage? They out-coached us in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had the better talent. They just out-coached us and outplayed us on the field. But mostly it was out-coached us. And that's why we lost that Super Bowl.
These GMs are getting hip to you can't just put your quarterback in there with nobody. They're finally getting hip to you got to put some talent around them. Everybody's starting to do that now. Which is making for a better product on the field. It's not just,
and it's just like,
you know,
familiar talent too is another big key. You know, like that's why I think the Eagles are gonna win Super Bowl this year. Like we are like probably the closest niche group team there is in the league. Now, how do you get closer than that? You got 5 of the best college defensive players in college playing together on the same defense. You know, you got your offense, all these Alabama studs. You know, they all got the pedigree of winning championships. Like, come on, man. Like, it's going to be hard for anybody to beat the Eagles from here on out for a while. Like, because they're all young. Howie just knew what he did the first championship compared to what he did when he went to Super Bowl this time. He stacked up the young talent as opposed to the old talent. You know, like, when we went to that first Super Bowl, we had a lot of old cats on our team. It was at the back end of their careers. Like, you know, they kind of washed off. He ended up paying them all that money, and they didn't do shit. You know, moving forward, they're just old.
Right?
He's learning from his mistakes.
Alshon got hurt. Jerry got hurt. McGarrett Bunt traded. It's like, bro, he just went downhill after that.
Yeah. And this year, like all these guys are young. Like we don't really even start losing players for like another 3 years. You know, in terms of like worrying about having to pay somebody. Like, really? Like,
speaking of that, Ringo, right? I think he's going to take a little bit to get acclimated. I don't think he's going to, let's say, stand out until like year 3. I think he's got a lot to work on, especially his technique and everything like that. You watch that Tennessee game, like it was embarrassing what it looked like. Like those Tennessee wide receivers that just got drafted in the NFL along with Hendon Hooker. Watch that Tennessee game. It might throw up someplace. But another corner that
was killing him. He was killing him that game.
We don't need Ringo to start this year. That's a good thing. Like, as
Ringo,
long as
so not until like year 3.
Ringo's gonna be like a special team this year. He's gonna be a special team probably for 2 years.
I want to see what's up with Greedy. That's one guy that I think that can.
He's a sleeper. Yeah, not many people talking about him.
Yeah, Grady was good. It was good, man. Like he had
He
some
was
good
good
football.
over there with the Browns for like the first 2 years. Maybe you could find
Yeah.
that again. 'Cause he a bigger corner.
Look
but
at that,
he's-
Drew. I like that. 6.5 for Hurts, 5.9. I like that.
yeah. This was a great show though, y'all. I appreciate
It was great, guys.
I enjoyed
We're about to be at 3 hours, man. Salute to all you guys still rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely gonna bring Birds and Lions back. We try to do it weekly. I'm trying to make sure I link up with Trey and we get this thing going weekly. So we can get back out here. It's been a minute. You know, I was just trying to find I was like, what episode are we on, Trey? And I was like looking back, I'm like, damn, we didn't do a Birds Online in like months. You know, but we're on episode 15, guys. So this is a 15 episode of Birds Online. And we're gonna keep it rocking, man. We're gonna keep it rocking going hot into the off season, you know, especially when training camp rolls back. But once a week, I'm gonna try to definitely link up with Trey and we get the show back on here.
Yes, sir.
So, last words, guys, before we get out of here.
Go ahead, you can
go. Fly Eagles fly. Hit me up whenever you want to do this again. I would love to come on to your platform again and share my thoughts. I love both you guys' opinions, no matter how wrong they may be sometimes. Thank you for allowing me on your platform.
Anytime, man. If you know more people that want to get promote them, tell them to come out. This is going to be the hottest Eagles call-in show all year long. So make sure to get out here and talk some Birds. Because like I said, we all have our own opinions about the team. At the end of the day, we all want the team to be great. And, you know, we all know we got one of the best teams in the league. So that stuff will never change. It's just who we think are the star players, who we think are how good we think the players are. You know, some of us got our own opinions about that. So it is what it is. But like I said, fly, Eagles, fly, flap the wings. We out. Peace.
Peace.